There's really nothing to say other than R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. March 31st is the date, and that's just a really tough hit for hip hop in general. In a market that's so oversaturated with imagery and fake shit. You can almost get a sense for those cats who are authentic and organic and operate from a street level as real as it gets, and that's one of them right there. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, 33 years old. We're gonna send out every bit of prayer, energy, and good vibes to his family, all the people in the Crenshaw community. That's one of the go on. That's one of those guys who is bigger than music. What he was doing, for his community, and just the knowledge that he was constantly pushing. If you're not familiar with his music, go dig in the back catalogs. I mean, you could start with his most recent Victory Lap from last year. Always somebody who you could learn from, especially in my position, someone who's good, trying to climb into music, as far as just owning your masters and doing things the right way. And he was doing much more than that. He was by no means was he just a rapper. And it's really, I saw my timeline, gave me chills reading shit. So many people felt that loss. People said this was like our generation's Pac. And that's not really like that's when you talk about somebody who was really trying to change the infrastructure of community, and somebody who had plans that exceeded a platinum album. It wasn't let me get this billboard and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Let me rep this and I'm good. He had much more on the agenda, and I just hope that whoever he had close to him, his little homies, can carry on his his energy and everything towards what he was doing. We're probably going to hear about tons of conspiracies that come about. And that's just fucking, I'm going to leave that alone until we know more. But rest in peace to the G over there, Nipsey. And this is just a tough segue in general. So I'm going to just get that out the way. People always say, celebrate, when they tell you celebrate his life and don't be sad. That's tough, man. I personally, when Triple X and Mac Miller passed, those were tragic. Two young guys who affected a lot of people. But for me, on a personal level, this one feels a little bit more like when Pimp C went, because of what it kind of, I don't know, it was a different, whatever, neither here nor there. Rest in peace. This is episode 3, The Sport of Society.
Yep.
I am your host, Chicken Bones Jones, joined by my baby brother. Goes by the name of Grinch on the park bench. What's going on over there, baby?
That's official, yep.
Super deluxe in the recliner.
Yeah, I'm sunk in this. I'm definitely sunk in this chair. About as sunk as some number 1 seeds today. And you know what? I'm gonna come out and say this. College basketball might be the best sporting event to watch out of all.
March Madness for sure.
March Madness for sure. Out of all sporting events that could possibly take place, except for maybe your own personal favorite team in a championship or a Super Bowl or what have you.
No, March Madness is a spectacle.
Like we brought up yesterday, it's almost crazy how high level the clutch shots are hit in college basketball. It's every game in the last, I feel like every game I've watched is just shy of spectacular. And some of them, the Tennessee game was great. The
Tennessee game was nuts, man. It was that game right there. Like, I'm not a UT fan, but I know a lot of them. And that first half was so bad.
Right.
Tennessee was just getting stomped. I don't know what the hell was going on with the free throws from both teams. It was like, I'm sitting here watching, like, they were well below 50%.
Oh, yeah.
All together.
Below.
But that second half, there was like a 12-minute, I say maybe 9-minute stretch where it was just Tennessee went on a 16-0 run. It was just like, I mean, you were were you at Buffalo
Wild Wings, right?
He was at
yeah.
B-Dubs getting his feast on like he supposed to.
Right.
I was posted at the crib, and we're just texting. It's like nothing but OMG, like, bruh.
Yeah, right.
And these kids, man, yeah, you're 100% right. I've said that for a long time. March Madness is the greatest spectacle in all of sports.
Right.
And I really wish college basketball could find a way to kind of rejuvenate its tradition. And, just I don't know what they would do. I mean, the one and done thing is what it is. However you feel about, cats should go straight to the G League from high school. That's probably going to be a thing in the next 5 years or so. But
right.
the spectacle of it, man. My God, one game, bro, and then you got the kids, the 4-year seniors at the end who
crying.
just crying, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like, man.
Yeah, and they all fought hard. I thought all those games were good. I thought the Houston game was good against Kentucky. I thought the Auburn-Kentucky game was great. Obviously, the Michigan State-Duke game was great. What am I missing here? The Virginia is that what I'm missing?
Yeah, man, it's just so many games that I don't.
Purdue and them.
It's hard to keep up with. You got to look. You got to actually look at your bracket to know.
It sounds like we have a mutual pick here that I don't just want Texas Tech to win. I think Texas Tech's gonna win, and I had them and Michigan State battling it off in
your bracket
of mine. Correct.
Yeah, that was money right there.
Yeah,
definitely didn't have that. My bracket's looking rather slim and
but
not
I had
promising.
Houston in the Final Four, and they didn't make that.
Can we put the poll up? Okay, yeah, there's a poll in there. I want to hear anybody in here. Huh?
100% Auburn.
That's Josh. JB, I see you in here. JB with his War Eagle cap on. Okay. Yeah, but cast your vote if you're watching right now. Let us know who you think is going to take the whole shebang. Who going to run with the chips?
I'm voting right now.
He's voting right now. I'm guessing Red Raiders is for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the first 2 rounds of that tournament, man, I saw a lot of just disproportionate basketball. A lot of teams were up by 25, and that was kind of, that's a little not what you want to see. But these last 2 rounds, the big gun's been out, and it's been great. That UT game, man, that's gonna sting for a lot of the good Vol fans. I know.
People were hurt at Buffalo Wild Wings. The second the game ended, it went from like 90% of the people there was gone.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Well, and if you're a Vols fan, what are you like? Oh, now it's football season. Yeah. Disappointment is around the corner, dog. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It is what it is.
Right, but it's exciting. So we think Texas. Do you think Texas Tech is going to take it? Is what you're saying?
I want them to. I don't think.
Michigan State and Texas Tech. Who takes the next one?
What do you mean? They're not playing each other, are they? Michigan State and Auburn.
Michigan State and Auburn.
I do think if Auburn didn't lose a Kogi, that would change the game drastically. And then, because you know what, I've always had a lot of love for Bruce Pearl.
No, Virginia and Auburn, Michigan State and Texas.
It's Virginia
Tech.
Auburn.
Right, Virginia Auburn, Michigan State, Texas Tech.
I'm definitely pulling for Auburn. I see you, JB Clown.
I think whoever comes out of the Texas Tech Michigan State game is the team there. Even though Auburn surprised me, I didn't think they'd get, especially not Kentucky with a PJ Washington.
Dude, I didn't have Auburn doing shit, man. In my bracket, Auburn barely was in the bracket.
No, they came all the way and lost to Kentucky in mine.
I didn't have a lot of SEC action going far in my bracket period, but they're getting it done, and that's the beautiful thing about the fucking tournament. It's just like a couple things fall in place, couple runs, one game, bro. It's just one game, you know. So I do wish they were at full strength. That's a big piece of their team. Their primary, you know, he's a big body. He's like a big part of what they do. So yeah, I'm not even going to speculate on who I think is going to win because I'm always wrong. So there's no sense in doing that.
Let's just leave it at Texas Tech.
I'm going for Texas Tech.
Is going to take the pie in the March Madness. Let's swing over to a conversation of football. We saw our Chicago Bears traded Jordan Howard for a future 5th/6th round draft pick. And some people compared that to the Greg Olsen trade, which, if you can't jog your memory, I believe we got a 3rd round draft pick for Greg Olsen. I thought the Greg Olsen trade, even though you got a 3rd back, might have been worse.
Still thought that was whack.
Because Greg Olsen was
The
was
NFL,
better.
man, the way that trades work out in the NFL is
It's
fucking
mind-blowing.
beyond me. I have no idea what people's value is. Like,
Right.
it's crazy. Like so in the NBA, you know, this guy demands. What was Houston? What were they offering for Jimmy buckets? The rumor
It
was
was
like
like-
4 first rounds, right?
Right.
Yo, what? And you trade Jordan Howard on a rookie scale contract? Granted, it's almost over.
For a 5th, 6th conditional next
For
year.
a kind of 5th or 6th, like
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like what? I don't understand what people's value are in the NFL.
Right. And then you see Amari Cooper go for a 1st, and then you see Golden Tate go for like a 3rd or a 4th. Like it's just no consistency.
For real. Like anytime a trade report in the NFL comes through, I'm like, can't wait to see the elements of this sumbitch. Like I don't know what.
Right.
I don't know what.
It's always something crazy, really.
So yeah, that's weird. Fuck Philly. I'm still mad about the way we went out, and now they
Facts.
just got better.
Facts.
So
But I do think he needed to go, and I think Ryan Pace has got something up his sleeve.
he's got to have something up his sleeve. There's got to be something coming. Don't know what, but I'm excited to see it. That's pretty much all the NFL news. Is there anything else in football that's going on?
No, it's just more. I did see a top 10 or a top 25 player list that featured 2 Bears. Surprisingly enough, Khalil Mack was not one of those Bears.
Oh, fuck.
As
Top
far as-
25 overall, not just
As
like.
far as top 25 by production last season. And the 2 Bears on that list, could you care to venture?
Who they were?
Guys? Yeah.
Cody Parkey for sure.
He was 3rd. Right there in front of Todd Gurley.
If Cody Parkey wasn't on the top 25 most productive players, the list is trash. Throw it out.
Right.
But no, I mean, what, Eddie J?
Eddie J.
Eddie J made a lot of plays.
Yeah, he was like 14th or something.
And then, I don't know who would be that.
Kyle Fuller, actually.
Our
Yeah.
secondary.
Yeah.
Our
yeah.
secondary.
Yep. I think he had like 6 picks, and he had like 8 or 9 passes defensed. I mean, he had a great year, and his completion percentage against him was very low. So
My man Will, shout out to Will, talking about Michigan State going to win it all. He's a big Tom Izzo guy, apparently.
hey,
I love Tom Izzo.
I like Michigan State, and I've been rocking with Michigan State for longer than they're like right there on the cusp of I could say I'm a fan of Michigan State.
You
for
favor
me.
them in most matchups.
Right? Yeah. I just watching, and if they weren't playing Texas Tech, if they could play Virginia or Auburn for the championship, I'd probably rock with them. But that Texas Tech defense, everything they do, the activity, it's just a fun group to watch.
There's
So,
something funny about college basketball is the players are here and there. They're gone tomorrow. Very few players stick around for 3 or 4 years. So it's really a league driven by coaches. The personalities of these coaches is
and the prestige.
they're the superstars, So you got Izzo, Coach K, Shaka Smart. There's always like a hot, like my man over there in Virginia.
Shout out Bruce Pearl.
Bruce Pearl.
Buzz
I love
Williams.
Bruce Pearl. Buzz Williams is probably my favorite for sure. It was
He drew
fucking
up a great
tragic the
game.
way they lost that game. Yo, did you see how Virginia Tech lost that game?
Of course, I seen it. We discussed
What
it.
the hell was that,
He
man,
drew up.
dude?
He drew up a beauty, and the dude caught it. Look at the
Caught
rim.
it
He
at
had
the
so
rim.
much time. He had like another
Time.
second
He had
left.
seconds. He almost had a
Yeah.
minute.
And instead he caught it and let it float like it was a 0.2 second type thing.
Bro,
And you seen his face as he was going up. He was like,
devastated.
and so as he fell, and then he was looking for a foul. He was looking for an explanation. He was looking for maybe someone tripped
Something
him.
happened.
Someone shot a shot. There was fan interference. Bartman was on the court. There
Something
was
happened.
something.
Yeah, there was something going on, and that sucks for him because you want to talk about a guy sticking around. That guy's been there 4
Right.
years.
And he's been a big part of their.
Yeah, and he's just like one of their guys, like, who's been there. So, so that's pretty much what's going on with that. Now, we brought up the Jordan Howard trade. Let's talk about another trade that happened a while back when Kristaps Porzingis
Right.
was controversially dealt to the Dallas Mavericks, pretty much in a salary dump move, which sparked a lot of conversation. People were like, "Oh, this means that the Knicks have KD lined up. This means that the Knicks are doing this and that." And if you're Dallas,
Didn't they get Dallas's first pick, or they got the Hawks' first pick from Dallas?
man, I'd
No,
have to
no.
look up what happened with that.
Something they took out a first pick or something from that though.
I don't really think it was. I mean, you can look up the exact details of the trade,
Yeah.
but I know that Kristaps and Hardaway went over there for like DeAndre Jordan and a couple guys who got cut.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Dennis Smith, yeah. No, I don't think there was a first round.
Yeah.
Because Dallas doesn't own their first round pick this year.
Right.
So, but yeah, so that trade happened, and that shit kind of was like a big deal. It happened well before the trade deadline. And then recently, the story comes out of Kristaps with an alleged sexual assault case, which, sticky subject, no pun intended. That's terrible wording. A very sensitive issue, because it's as sick as it sounds. It's like a common thing, which is ridiculous,
Right. But how much of it is distortion? Let's just
but in what context do we separate that? Like these wealthy entertainers, they kind of, you bring up, if they're in a room together, they can bring up, yeah, man, I had this case, blah, blah, blah. But if me and you are chilling with the homies and one of them brings that up, that's not some normal shit,
right.
So it's a completely different world that they live in. They got to be, obviously, you got to be careful and not put yourself in that position. But I don't know what happened. I don't know the details. I just know that in my mind, the Knicks knew that there was a storm a-brewing, and they got the man the hell out of here. And Dallas. Well, it's fortunate that he was traded to a team that doesn't have a recent sex scandal in their organization. That's a good thing.
Right.
Oh, wait. No, Dallas be doing that shit.
Yeah.
So that's a weird story. I really got nothing to say about it. I just brought it up to bring it up. Do you have anything to add other than?
I mean, is it happening more frequently, or is it just a continuous people knowing that they can get money or get famous or get something out of it? I mean,
that's where it becomes a tough thing to talk about. You don't want to desensitize sexual assault, and you don't want to. You as a man, it's uncomfortable for me to be like, oh, these hoes out here looking for a come up,
right?
Because it's not. That's just not how it happens every time.
Right.
Because while it's so easy to take that approach, like you've heard every time an athlete's been in this situation, why would he have to take it? He could have any girl in the vicinity.
Maybe
why would Kobe? Why would Big Ben? Why would D Rose? Why would? That's always an angle that comes up.
Shout out
and I'm
D-Rose.
just like, yo, there's a whole human element that goes into that. That goes into the power and the that's a psychological sickness for any man to ever do that.
Right.
And I'm not there, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the building when Kristaps' big 7'3" ass comes through.
Right.
And
Fiending
so
for some strange.
It's a tough thing to talk about, so I'm gonna just let it be, see what plays out.
Right.
Definitely think the Knicks knew what was popping and decided to make that move. So and like I said before, the Knicks are gonna start next season with Zion, KD, and Kyrie. It's gonna be nuts. But, so that's a fucked up situation. If you're just now in here, there's a poll. Who do you think's going to win the national championship? Let your mans know. Who might it be? But, yeah, no, big time shout out to the sponsors. Grimes Technology. PC gaming, non-PC gaming, everything related to tech, whether you went to Texas Tech, Virginia Tech, or you just got a technical foul in a high school game, that is the place to go. Visit their online store, type in promo code SOCIETY, 5% off everything in the store. And that just makes you a G, in my opinion, or just a gentleman.
Of course.
Or a gentle lady.
Also for that gaming, we got another big shout out to Rogue Energy, as we've coined them, the Gatorade of gaming. All their information is on our website, so be sure to check them out if you need to get them extra hours in.
Did you coin that, Gatorade of gaming?
I do feel like I coined that phrase. Yes,
I like it. Yeah. I like it.
The
Gatorade of gaming, replenish. You know what I mean?
Double G.
Yeah. The highersociety.com. The highersocietyshow.com. For everything content related to what we're doing over here. This is just a small microcosm of the large function.
Whole enigma, one may say.
Yes, and definitely Thursday night shows. Tune in.
Right.
Sunday night show. This is us. Chicken Bones Jones, Grinch on the park bench. And also, you may see a visual appear of some merchandise for the SOS podcast. Hats, T-shirts, coffee mugs, towels, really anything you're into, you know.
What you need? You need a bib for your baby?
You need a bib for that baby you just had?
You need a bib for that baby?
You need a bib?
You could find that there. You need some socks to keep your toesies
You need
warm?
a bib? That's just a funny thing to say.
What you need? You need a toboggan to keep your noggin warm?
Yeah, like you're going jogging.
Got him.
Yeah. So when you see the link, click it. Obviously, I want you to rock our merch. So, you know what I'm saying? If you would feel so obliged to do that, then, you know, we'll go from there. But, yeah, so moving on in the world of sports, it's pretty much dominated by March Madness, which we already covered. So we're kind of going to go off the rails a little bit and talk about some random shit. For one, let's talk about some nerd shit. We're going to get in our nerd bag. We're going to dig deep in there, and we're going to go to the corner of the bag, and we're going to pull out video games.
Right.
And sport video games, obviously, in particular. So me and you had this discussion during March Madness. Now, if you're our age, you remember good and damn well when the NCAA basketball game, the video game, and NCAA football was a thing. High consumption rate. That was in demand. People really enjoyed these games, and through amateurism and all the legalities of these college players, and it just became there was a lawsuit in like 2004 or some year around there where things got very sticky and complicated. So EA Sports and 2K decided to step away from that, and ever since then we kind of just been like, oh damn, man, the good old days, you know, like what happened, you know, like I miss, I want to do that. I want to have a franchise and recruit in March Madness and do the whole thing.
Right.
So that is 100%. Like after we had that conversation, I went and looked up like what happened. Sweeze said make a hoodie one. Dead ass, you got it, Sweeze.
Sweezy in a hoodie.
Sweezy in a hoodie.
Sweezy
you got
in a
it,
hoodie.
Mello. I see you, Mello. You got it.
Yeah.
It's yours, bro. What's the
can
matter,
have
bro?
it.
You cold? It's summertime's coming. What are you, an animal?
Yeah, we get
My
you a
man's
hat
looking for a
too.
hoodie right
I get
now.
you a dad cap. Sweeze.
Dad caps.
All for you.
So the NCAA games, let's talk about some other games that we want on current gen. Fight Night. Why is that not a thing?
And the whole aspect that they could branch into of making like essentially a my player for your fight night would be just so much fun. I mean, I'm sure there'd be people that really would kick my ass online.
Oh, for sure.
But man, it would be great to really just have you step in, you got your belt that you just won, you're protecting the belt.
You feeling yourself a little bit?
Yeah, you've been in the gym all the hard hours working the speed bag.
You just leveled up to get that cut, man. You've been trying to get
it. He's in your cut. He's in there with the Q-tip and the gel. Yeah, he's getting
got
it
the
right.
press on your face. You're like, cut me, Mick.
Yeah.
You know, he's just sending you in there.
You work on your beard. You really take a
get
punch.
Your chin strap right.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be really dope. The last one was Fight Night Round Champion.
Remember, you'd curl the weights?
Curl? Yeah, you do it at the wrong time. All of a sudden, your guy's like, too heavy. You know? Too heavy. Put that down.
Right.
So another one, right? NFL Street. This is a sensitive one for you.
Yes.
And we'll throw NBA Street in there,
all
too.
Street-like activities.
We heavy in the streets. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
All street-like activities.
Tell us, like I can't help but wonder why are they not exploiting these markets?
Right.
Like this shit would sell. FIFA Street was dope.
Every single time I've ever looked at somebody and talked about games from our childhood, I usually can get a spark from a Super Smash Brothers, a Mario Kart, or a NFL Street from my generation. I hit him with an NFL Street, and would you with the Edgerrin James on the front? Yeah, bro. I'm over here running off the wall. My secret weapon, I'm not going to say Michael Vick and be cliche, but my secret weapon was Aaron Brooks, okay? That was my secret weapon in NFL Street.
You old Saints.
Yeah.
That was your secret. That was a secret weapon. Nobody knew that.
He was so fast, and he was such a good NFL Street QB. And then you had to bring in Edge. You had to bring in Urlacher. It was great. And in the story mode.
Zach Thomas.
Imagine having a my player on that. You know what I'm saying?
And playing online with your mans.
Yeah. And just really like in a crazy havoc. It would almost be better interpreted than Madden, because a point that Chicken Bones brought up one time was it's hard to play these games that are based on reality because you're expecting so much realism. Now, he may have quoted this. Work wasn't cited, but regardless, I heard it from him. So, these games have
No, that's
reality.
100% me, baby.
Yeah, these games are so realistic that when you watch it, you're like, that would never happen. But if you take it out of the game and you got people running off walls and doing backflips and catching touchdowns, there's no like,
all comes off the rails.
Man, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
In real life, I would have. There is none of that
You
because I got
create-
Champ Bailey down here catching 95-yard touchdowns and in the same breath getting an interception, a takeover, and trucking over everybody in his way.
And he did a handstand halfway through it.
Easy money.
If you create a universe and you put these sports that we love to play and we understand the rules of and we enjoy,
You
and
manipulate
you create a
it.
universe, that's when you can. I mean, I just don't understand why these aren't being things that these companies are trying to make money on, because let's be honest, that's what they care about. So why are you not like? I mean, the college one I get, right?
Yeah, the legality.
I get there's a whole thing, right? And I would love for tomorrow to wake up and then be like, you know what? I think we're gonna pay these guys.
Well, I
dude.
think
and then we could just have a game.
I'm pretty sure Big. Y'all remember? That shit would hit the screen. It was like the
That was a good impression, by the way.
Yeah, appreciate
Been
that.
working
I've
on
been
that
work.
for
That was
sure.
all night practice. Thank you.
That was scaring me. I heard it from downstairs.
Yeah. That was Anyway, no. So, I'm pretty sure they went out of business. I believe they had the Blitz, maybe even they had some other games like that sort. I mean, the NBA Jams. Me and my brother were playing NBA Jams and a Squeeze. Shout out Squeeze. I know he's watching.
Sweet.
We're playing NBA Jams with the big heads. You go for the dunk and your dude would just have his head all the way sideways with a big smile. I mean, that was classic, bro.
Yeah, them arcade style games.
That
I
was
mean,
classic.
it's just strange to me because like I'm a video game guy, but I'm not like what I want to be. Like I would love to get lost in like RPGs and be like,
You try.
I try. It's
For
not
his
because of lack of
effort,
effort, dog.
he
I bought The
tries.
Witcher 3 when it came out. I got Red Dead. I got all these games, and I really want to be enthralled in it. But at the end of the day, I
You
can
just-
only
let me
I
shoot
can
a
only
jump
run my
shot.
franchise.
Let me shoot a jump shot. But also, those franchises, this guy comes to me every week. He comes to me like, dude, so I got this franchise. I made this trade. I traded let's take a year. I traded the Nikola Mirotic. I got rid of the Cristiano Felicio. Whatever he did.
You gotta dump that salary.
Whatever he did. And he's like, I'm really into this one. And then next thing you know, he's like, dude, I got this Magic franchise. I really like
I'm the
Mo
worst,
Bamba.
man.
And they're like, man, I went back to Madden. I got this Bills franchise. I'm super invested in it.
I'm the worst, man. I am the worst. When people like one of my main mans over there, OG Donnie, is not a sport guy, not a sport gaming guy, and he's like, I don't understand what the appeal is, and I'm like, well, for me personally, it's not as much the game as it is controlling a franchise and
That's what he
taking
loves.
Huh?
That's your passion. In
Yeah,
those
yeah, that's
games.
what I enjoy. I enjoy dumping salary to try and build a team and do all this shit. I enjoy the customization. I'll relocate a team in 2K quick than a motherfucker. The Knicks will be in Seattle, far as you know.
I'm out here playing in Michigan State, and we got a franchise right now. I'm out here playing in Michigan
Michigan
State.
State.
Broman's a Blue Devil.
I just call us Duke because I rebuked the devil.
Okay.
Yo,
Okay.
I was telling my mom. I was telling my mom this earlier. As a kid, I was drawn to the Blue Devils, and to New Jersey's hockey team, which is the Devils. What the fuck kind of shit was going? What wires were crossed in my Christian mind that I was,
I say rock with him.
Yo, Pops with Merrill Hodge and Madden 92 with the spin move.
Cheese used
And
to
then they
take
get in that end
advantage
zone,
of
just
us.
touchdown.
Cheese used to take advantage of us with that game.
Yeah,
That's
our
why
dad
it
used to
felt
beat the
so
shit out of
good.
us in these games.
That's why I remember I used to be on bases. He'd have like the Rockies or something, and he'd just be running back and forth. I'm trying to throw him out. I think it was hilarious, and don't think I forgot that when you kept cocking back them slap shots in NHL and I was winning 10-0.
really gave us a complex dynamic where
No.
we basically are just
Yeah, now I get
we're all
texts.
messed up because of that. Cheese.
I
Appreciate
get-
those ass whoopings.
Now we get texts. I get texts from Cheese like I'm stuck with the tickers. I'm stuck on Uncharted. Yeah.
Sorry about that, big guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the video game wish list, real quick, just to wrap that up. Of the three that we named, NFL Street, Fight Night, and NCAA games, list in order what you would want prioritized. What's the first one you would want?
NFL Street.
Okay.
And it wasn't even that close. I know I said it with a lot
You
of
said it
conviction.
fast. Yeah, you
but
said
I
it with a
was-
lot of vigor.
I saw. You know what? I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I seen the direction that your question was forming in at the beginning.
No, bro, you
Okay.
jumped it. You read me.
So let's go with NFL Street. Let's take second. Let's go Fight Night for me, because I just want to be with the sweet science. I really want to work somebody's lower body. You know what I'm saying? I really want to send some devastating hooks.
You want to see the effects of them losing stamina in round 5.
And I really want the knockouts still to be the same, where once I knock you out, I can still throw like 9 more punches on your way down.
They would really allow way too much damage after the knockout. Guys unconscious, just floating around, and you're just teeing off on his fucking grill.
When you knock them out, it would slow-mo. They'd be stuck on the ropes, so you just keep bouncing their chin back.
And the worst is when you were playing another human, and they were doing that, and you just look over like, come on, man. Like, that's so... My wife and kids are here, you know what I mean?
He ain't fighting back.
Yeah, like, I'm dead, bro. Like, leave me be. That's way too much.
Yeah. And then I would take NCAA, but let me go ahead and follow that and just, you know what I'm saying, with I would be elated with any of them returning.
For sure.
Right.
On my list, real quick, NCAA, Fight Night, and NFL Street. I was never a big NFL Street
so
cat.
We had Fight Night. We're pretty much at the same list, but a little reversal.
Yeah, flip-flop the top.
Yeah.
Flip-flop the tip top.
Yeah, okay.
So the video game wish list is now. Feel free to comment if you feel sensitive or feel compelled about any of those things.
For sure.
That we just mentioned.
Right.
Since, as I spoke of before, we're kind of winging it. We're having a little structureless podcast. March Madness is out of the way. Catch the beginning of the episode if you want to hear some really blah talk about that. Also, vote in the poll who you think's going to win it all. If you are correct, you will win $100. Psych, you will not win $100. Just vote because it's trill like that.
Not 100.
We are going to organize a giveaway.
Mm-hmm. We're going to give you
some merch
right here.
Something. I got to come up with something. Maybe we'll do a trivia thing. Yo, interact with us. Comment, message me, whatever you want to do. Let me know what you think. I have had a few people messaging. We're going to do a top 5 segment weekly.
Michigan State and Auburn's tied.
Do the other ones have votes, or are they 0?
Texas Tech has some votes.
Me. Shout out.
Me.
Shout out.
So no votes for Virginia? The number 1 seed getting no love. See, I agree with that. Coming into the tournament, they were the most susceptible to a loss to me. That was a cat falling that you heard. Cat just fell off the chair. This is when you shoot live, shit like that happens. You just roll with it.
Yeah, okay.
You got to do it.
The cat flip, if you will.
That's a cat flip.
Yeah.
So, train of thought all blown up. So we're going to be doing a top 5 segment where we're just going to do some random top 5 questions. We are going to take suggestions. If you want to message me or Grinch on the park bench, any just whatever top 5s ever. And I'm going to pop it off with one that I got from a friend that is very important. Like, as a grown man, this is a list you should have comprised without thought. Bruh, man, I'm going to ask you this. Top 5 cereals. No order.
No order. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Facts.
Now, I did not preparate for this, by the way. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Fruity Pebbles. Okay. Honey Nut Cheerios.
A little bit on the health side. I dig it.
The Special K's with the strawberries in them. Hold that. And the Reese's Puffs. Put it down.
Put it down. General Mills in the building.
Put it down.
Word.
Return the favor, Chicken Bones.
For me,
Yeah.
I'm going off the wall. Like, okay, first of all, the OG to me, Rice Krispies.
He
right?
ain't
They
lying.
make sounds at you. They give you pops,
He been
snaps,
rocking
and
with
crackles. And then I'm
With or without sugar. You're a without sugar cat.
I'm
am I
without
correct?
sugar. Yeah.
You without sugar. I thought I was a without sugar cat until because it's like a buttery flavor. It's almost
Sure.
got. But then you put some sugar on it, and it's
Turns into something. It's
home sweet home.
It's a sweet.
Yeah, it's a home sweet home, bro.
But I definitely stay in that family. Cocoa Krispies, holla at me. You
Right.
can sponsor this podcast any day of the Wiznick.
The
then
s'mores, them s'mores
the
joints. You was
s'mores?
big on them.
Shout out to Matt Costanzo, you beautiful son of a bitch. You're probably not listening, but if you are, just know that you put me onto that cereal. I think it's okay, so there's 2 s'mores cereal.
One's good, one's not so good.
Yeah, one's good, one's not good. I can't remember which brand is the Fi-Fi, but it's really good. So that's in my top 5. Then Basic 4.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I did not see a Basic 4 shout out coming.
Basic
here.
4 might be my favorite.
I like
overall.
Frosted Mini Wheats. I also take a shout out to
Yeah,
Frosted
dude, I'm a mini wheat guy. You know,
Yeah.
you
I
know
like
when you meet a
chocolate
when you
Frosted.
meet a mini wheat guy or a Raisin Bran guy, and at first you want to judge him, but then you're like, no, dude, I totally respect.
I'm
where
not
you're
a
going.
Raisin Bran guy. It's
I
all right.
respect that too. Yeah, you don't
It's
have
all
to
right.
like it.
No, seriously, bro. If we're gonna get in an argument about this, I think it should be known that I'm not a Raisin Bran guy.
I'm gonna stand firm on not
I'm
eating
not
Raisin
a
Bran.
Raisin Bran guy. All right.
I think Raisin Bran has its place. You know, it's
course.
definitely a
In the
pillar in
trash
the
can.
cereal universe.
In the trash can, be.
In the trash can, you're throwing
Yeah.
away Raisin Bran.
Yeah, it's gone.
Jeez. All right, so top 5. Give me your top 5 point guards. Not best. Your favorite.
My favorites.
Yeah.
Since I've been able to watch, I'm not gonna dig deep in the.
No, you don't have to
1980s
pull out.
bag.
You don't have to pull out.
Right,
Pistol
okay.
Pete or nothing.
Okay. My favorite 5 point guards to watch and once again on the spot here, I gotta thank Chicken Bones Jones for that. So
Bam, pop
here
quiz.
we go. Here we go. For me to watch, number 1 is Derrick Rose, and it's really
That's
not even a
easy.
question. It's just the reality of the situation. Number 2 to watch. Number 2 to watch for me would probably be Steph Curry. I have to go
Stefania.
with Steph. You see the stuff that he does. You heard of the kid. You heard what he did. Wow. Number 3 for me would be jeez, here. Let me take a second.
Here, you can think. All right, keep your 3.
Give me Jason Williams, B.
White chocolate.
Give me Jason Williams.
White chocolate was nasty.
I loved watching Jason Williams play. I almost want to say Jason Kidd as well because he
Jason
was
Kidd
great to
was
play.
nasty.
And you know what? I really always enjoyed watching Baron Davis play basketball. I'm not saying he's
Yo,
up there.
B Diddy's in mine, bro.
I'm
I
not
wrote
saying-
down.
Okay.
B Diddy's in mine, bro.
Okay.
See, I got the Chicago bias.
Gilbert
Anyone who knows
Arenas.
me know that's a thing with me. So obviously D Rose and Tim Hardaway Sr. Occupy space there. Isaiah doesn't, because I've always had this hatred towards Isaiah Thomas, just the way he presented himself back in the day. Still haven't forgiven him. Hope he's better with his sore loserness, and Detroit sucks overall. But anyways,
Facts.
B Diddy. Baron Davis was a fucking monster. He was
He's
such
beast.
a like, and I don't want to say forgot about, because anytime you talk with a hoops head, they know what
Thank you.
Baron Davis
Thank
was.
you. Thank you for that.
But dude, he was like physically, and the thing about him was he was always so small until like he had one of them growth spurts where it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
you're this guy now, because he was like 5'8", like he was like he wasn't over 6 foot at any point until damn near college. And he played like that. He played with a chip on his shoulder. He was West Coast dude. And then I got Gary Payton, another West Coast dude. One of my favorite players of all time. Just a dog. You know what I mean? The only point guard to ever win Defensive Player of the Year. You don't have to go on about the glove. Probably the best nickname in the history of the NBA. I would say that.
That's Cash Gordon.
Well, that's a fictional character, but yeah, that's great.
He's the glove.
Well, okay. Yeah, the glove. No, there's only one glove. Gary
Okay.
Payton.
Okay. Whatever. Gordon. Yeah. Whatever.
And I don't know if Penny Hardaway is called a point guard, but that's one of my favorites. And then I'm a Lillard guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Lillard guy.
Can I take a second to shout out someone that we really should?
Bro, this is your mic. Go.
No, this is my mic.
This, that, whatever you want, bro.
Yeah,
We can pull a mic out the closet.
Let me get Kirk Heinrich some love.
Oh,
Let me shoot
Yo,
Kirk some love.
you want to talk about someone that I wish
Clutch.
I was related to?
Big Kirky, big buckets.
Kirkers. People laugh when I mention him as one of the greats of all time. Rosie, she's a huge Kirk fan, by the way.
He's a two-way playmaker, which I got a lot of sympathy for.
Well, and, dude, you want to talk about a guy who is just like, I'm here to ball. You know what I Like, he was such
Here to
a
play.
I mean, we can go into the Kirk Heinrich bag another time, but just know that he is way higher on my all-time list than he is on anyone else's.
Yeah, no, except for maybe mine because he's
No.
he's Mr. I got next.
Kirk
You know what I'm saying?
Heinrich, when he scrapped with Rondo, he was just and
He
when he
scrapped with everything.
I mean, just he would take a charge from a freaking Amtrak. Like Kirk
Yeah.
Heinrich was a special kind of like.
yeah, player.
I
He's
mean,
fun to
yeah,
watch, and he could fill it up. He could put points up.
I mean, he's the Bulls' all-time leader in
Yeah.
3-point field goals. So
Enough said.
enough said. Retire the jersey number 12.
Larry will probably take that if he
For
stays his whole
sure.
career.
If Larry stays, he'll break that by next season. But yeah. So
Shout out Kirk.
if you're in the comments and you want to throw any kind of top 5 that you want to hear from us, that's gonna be a thing that we'll just open the door to. I have my comment section open here on my phone. Virtually, I'm in communication with you. We're gonna once more Grimes Technology. Shout out to the sponsor. Anything tech related, get over there. In store, you type in the promo code Society, receive 5% off anything in the shop. And Rogue Energy. If you need to be fueled up to get your gaming on because you just left Grimes' store and now you're like, yo, I'm feeling tired. I need a pick-me-up. Rogue Energy's your guys. Same rules apply with the promo code Society, 5% off. Keep it a buck biscuit. We got merchandise in the description. If you're interested in dressing like a king or a queen, that's how you do it. Let's see. Let's see. Is there something else? All right, here's one for you, Brad. I just got a question, just conversation piece. Who do you think's the best organization in all of sports today? Top to bottom. Awkward silence. I'm just gonna fill it. You can keep thinking.
I would probably have to say the New England Patriots.
The Pats.
Realistically, I would have to say that.
I mean, the Pats are easily.
You're going off success.
I'm going Spurs.
Yeah, I'm not being too cute with it.
Yeah, don't be too cute with it. You could go Pats. I think there's so many red flags between the hand jobs and the filming. And
let the man live. Somebody let Robert Kraft live.
But there's so many things. There's so many things that the Patriots have. That's the reason why they're hated on a level that the Spurs aren't. You know what I mean? And in baseball, as far as organizations, it's kind of a different ball game because it's no salary cap, and it's just like, Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs, Dodgers were just like, we spend big bucks. What's up? I want to give a shout out to Jeremy Dixon, Rockies fan in the building. I would say the Spurs. You would say the Pats. I think Golden State definitely is the way they were built. What Bob Myers has done, the way they built that team. They also got a little lucky with the Steph contract, early on. He had the ankle injury, so they kind of got him at a player price.
We talking about Golden State?
Yeah, from the way that team was orchestrated. They drafted well with Clay and Draymond and obviously Steph. Right. And then because of their contract flexibility, KD was a possibility. And then, boom, Iguodala, you bring in the right vets. All hell breaks off the loose. I do think Steve Kerr receives way too much credit, but that's a separate bag I'm going to leave to the side. You
got a lot of bags sitting over there.
No, there's so many bags over here. It's like, what bags are you talking about? I'm like, this one. This is where my Steve Kerr hatred is. I swear to God, I hate that guy.
You are late in a bag or game of Scrabble at this point, honestly, with all the bags you got sitting over there.
Bro, I might as well work at Aldi's.
You know what's another good franchise?
Huh. Chicago Blackhawks?
Yes.
Oh, I thought I was wearing my Hawks. This is a Sidebar hoodie, not a Blackhawks one. Shout out to the Sidebar. You know what I mean? Go over there, like the Facebook page. Everything hip-hop related, culture-based, good conversation, good music. Shout out to the peeps. Free promotion is all love. So, who's your other franchise you about to? Who's the other organization?
I didn't really have
because the Hawks are definitely.
I was gonna make up one to be a little bit a little bit
spicy.
Yeah, spicy.
You had some cayenne pepper coming out the sleeve.
Right. And I was gonna tag on with your boys in Portland because I think I like continuously. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't what.
This is a hot take. This thing's straight off the eye.
Because I think that obviously the contracts they gave to Alan Crabbe was a gorgeous contract. I think the contract they gave to Mo Harkless was
a steal.
Definitely.
You see a guy with that kind of playing ability, you give him $14 million a season.
The Evan Turner deal, I think it was 18. The Evan Turner deal was just flawless. That's
something to talk about, dude. Yeah. How about how bad the Western Conference playoff bracket looks right now? Just 2 weeks ago, you said that the West looked more exciting than the East. Dude,
it is because it's there.
We're sitting here with no Nurkic. Disgusting injury.
Oh,
dude,
Nurkic, right.
I have so much sympathy. Nurkic is, there's a great piece. I can't remember who wrote it. Somebody from The Athletic, I think. Maybe The Ringer. Someone actually documented Yusuf Nurkic's path and his progression from draft day, which the Bulls traded him off, traded his rights. The work he's put in the development, you know what I mean? He was in there in Denver. He showed flashes. Got replaced by Jokic. No knock on that. You know, you can let that happen. Right. So then he basically gets to Portland, misses a season with an injury, comes back, gets in the best shape of his life. He's always been a pudgy guy. Shout out to the Pudge Sludge. He gets in great shape, and he comes out this year. This guy if Portland had a chance of making some noise, maybe finding some redemption for that ugly sweep last year against Anthony Davis and them, it was because Yusuf Nurkic was that third guy. I don't so much love analytics. I acknowledge them, they exist, but I don't so much love them.
They are there.
One interesting number to come from that team in Portland is the pick and roll efficiency of what. I mean, obviously you look at Lillard and McCollum, so you're kind of just like, yeah, that there's potential for that. But the way that Nurkic was being used and what he was doing defensively, I mean, he was the most underrated center in the league this year, and that injury was disgusting.
Except for maybe Rolo.
No, that's not even
listen,
true,
bro.
Listen.
Listen.
Dude, how gross was that injury?
The injury
though?
was disgusting. I saw both snaps individually happen. It was like a sarcastic response. Look, bro. You talk about at conferences. I'm talking about bottom to the top, from Golden State to. By the way, you know who the 8th seed in the Western Conference is right now?
It's not the Spurs. It's not the Clippers. It's not the. Who's sneaking in there right now?
It's the Thunder currently.
Oh yeah, no, they've since Paul George's shoulder injury, they have spiraled downward in a way that's disgusting. Which was the second piece of my comment.
Is he coming back?
He's been back.
Oh.
But with a shooter, with any player, those little injuries affect every movement, especially shooting the ball. Paul George, his numbers and his impact on the game has really fallen off a cliff. And that's really sad to see because he was having such a great year. I mean, he's still PG.
Playoff P. But bro, look, hear me out there. Hear me out on my part. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, that was my point. Portland's out of the runnings for sure. OKC's looking like they don't even want to get to the runnings. And, I mean, the West is just a blob.
But all that separates the Golden State Warriors, the number 1 seed in the West, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, the 8th seed in the West, is 8 games. Now, if you go over to the Eastern Conference, what separates the Milwaukee Bucks from the Miami Heat is 19 games.
Yeah, that doesn't reflect quality of play. You think Golden State's been going all out? You think Golden State's not by far the best team in the league? Shout out to Milwaukee. But
all I'm saying is you got the Warriors and the Thunder, you got the Nuggets and the Spurs, you got the Rockets and the Clippers, you got the Blazers and the Jazz, and then in the East you got the Bucks and the Heat. I like the Raptors versus the Nets. Shout out D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he does.
The Pistons.
I'm interested to see what he does in the playoffs, and then I'm interested to see what his offseason looks like. If he's going to move, I think they love him there.
Yeah, he's
I
staying.
think he loves being there.
He's staying.
I know that in the Bulls radio I listen to, some caller calls
We would
in.
sign him.
Yeah, some caller calls in, let's get D'Angelo. And I'm just like, I got my own.
Why would you not like that?
I don't. It's so tough with the Bulls because it's like you got to pair Zach LaVine with the right guy. And I don't.
We would score points.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so easy to just like watch a highlight where D'Angelo Russell, hits like crazy clutch threes and does these great things from behind the arc. I'm not as high on him as everyone else is. That's just where I'm at. He's a good
ceiling on D'Angelo Russell.
Good young player. I'm glad to see that he's got his NBA footing. I was looking a little bleak for the kid there for a minute. It seems like once you leave the Lakers, you can become a real player. Thomas Bryant.
I mean, let's talk
D'Angelo Russell.
Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. First of all, they lost on that trade that brought technically got them Lonzo. The trade where D'Angelo Russell went to the Nets, but also then they picked Lonzo over De'Aaron Fox. That's 2 L's at the one position.
That's 2 L's in one move. What's up, Magic?
Yeah. What's up? That's bad.
What's up, Pelinka?
That's bad.
Yo, and Lakers fans get on my nerves. I don't. I've never been to L.A., but it feels like here's where I come off like a snarky, like a purist, just like an annoying person. This is one place that I can look at myself and say I don't like that about me. So I was born into a situation where it was already determined who I was a diehard sports fan of. I didn't have much option. It was Chicago through and through. My father is from the city, and it was like literally I was christened with Bulls garments and Cubs and Bears and Blackhawks and etc. And you know this because we got the same dad.
Yep, same guy. He's a great guy, by the way. Shout out Pops.
Baba Cheese. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we are fans of a city and the organizations in the city, and it does, like, so for people who are like Lakers fans because of Kobe, right, or people who follow LeBron wherever LeBron, people who attach themselves to a superstar, I mean, I don't know, like, where you're from. Maybe you're from a place, like, that doesn't have, if you're from Arkansas and you're just like,
Shout out Razorbacks.
Shout out to the Razorbacks. But if you're like, yo, Kobe's my favorite player, now I'm a Lakers fan, yo, stick with them when they're over here, you know, when they've been in the, you know, gutter. Like, don't just jump. Like,
There's no payoff.
I respect loyalty, and you don't have to be from a place to be a fan of something. But
No.
I hate, like if I meet a guy, right, and we talk sports, and I find out in like the first few you know, little back and forths that he's a Laker fan, he's a Cowboy fan, and he's all these things at the same time, right?
There's no payoff there. You got to watch your team be trash.
For sure,
Dude,
that's
to
what
be
makes it
happy when
sweet.
they're good.
Yeah.
Or if you're just always winning, is that fun?
Dude, no.
I mean, it's fun if that's your team. That's fun.
It's fun if you
But you've gotta
invested
go through the
equity, if you
bottoms and
invested
stuff.
that sadness of being eliminated.
Yo, I also want to take a very brief second to shout out my man Andrew Stedry, asking me when the 3rd episode is. We're live, baby. We're here.
That's right now, Stead.
Yeah. Big shout out to my guy. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's you know, it's crazy. People say I'm a LeBron fan. Okay, well, LeBron's pretty much been successful as far as the scheme of the league. You know, all the finals is all the excitement. You don't know what it's like to win 17 games. You don't know what it's like to be the worst team in the league.
To still watch the games too.
I watch them.
There's a certain level of beautiful torture in doing that, right?
Right.
We watched together. We definitely combined watched every Bulls game.
Mm-hmm.
I've missed a few. Not gonna front, but Baby
Blackout
Bruh bought the
restrictions.
NBA. You know, he got the
Right.
one team pass. So we've been watching every pitiful,
Kind of
sad-
wanting to lose at the same time
Yeah.
as wanting to win, but
Oh, for
still
sure.
watching.
For sure. And wanting to see some development. And after every ugly ass loss, I turn on Lauryn Hill, Road to Zion, and I let that take me away.
But we're not there.
We're not gonna get Zion for sure.
No.
That's no chance.
We're going to get Jared Culver, and that's going to be all right. He doesn't really fit what we need, but shout out.
That's my third guy.
Yeah.
Zion, Ja, Culver.
I'm
I don't want no part of RJ Barrett. I don't want no part of Cam Reddish.
No.
I don't even want
Cam
like,
Reddish wants no part of the basketball.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I'm cool.
Cam Reddish, man, he's just weird.
I like my dude for Houston, that Carl Davis Jr. guy who wears the really short shorts.
Yo, that's becoming a thing again, man. Crazy.
It's
Too much thigh,
comfortable.
my guy.
Yeah, it's a lot of thigh.
You got a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
need-
thigh going
I'm
on
gonna need
there.
a little more length on them shorts. You know
How
what I'm
much
saying?
hey, where's your knee at? Oh, why do your shorts start all the way up there?
Yeah,
You know what I
they're
mean?
High up. Yep, they're high up.
Strange.
Get off your high shorts.
Yeah, the high shorts are a thing.
But I don't care either way.
Yeah, if you're getting buckets, you know what I'm saying, go and throw on a skirt, Mike G. You know, you're damn near right there. So
I love the performance from Bryce Brown for Auburn. Man,
Double
he
B.
came out and played. Carson Edwards came out and played. That guy's kind of just a loose cannon, but he can score the basketball.
you want to know how trash I am? My bracket, I had Purdue losing in the first round. You know my reasoning behind that? This Carson Edwards kid's really gonna shoot him
Doesn't
out of
have
the
the
game.
juice, but instead,
No, I didn't say he didn't have the juice. He's the leading scorer in the Big Ten for a reason, and he's been that way. He's not new. Like, this is his 3rd year. He's been this guy, but he also can be the guy to shoot you out of a game. I just thought it would happen in that first round. Guess what? Carl Edwards said, "Hey, cuz, sleep on me if you want to."
bracket bust.
Because he was unconscious in that game. Who they just lose to?
They just lost to Virginia, right, or something like that. Who did they lose to? Man, I watched.
It
this
was
game.
Virginia because Hunter was guarding him. He was unconscious for parts of that game. Like, he was pulling up. NBA range was layups, man. He was really like, and that. That's a tough way to go. Squarlow says the Bulls bringing in Ja. Squarlow, we hope that's true. I'm not banking on it.
I don't.
State, Texas Tech tied at 38%.
Michigan State and Texas Tech.
Shout
So,
out.
Yeah, vote in the poll who's going to win it all. Right now, Michigan State and Texas Tech are tied. Virginia has a nay nothing.
Not a single no vote.
The Cavaliers. Wow. Okay. So much for a number one
The
seed.
only one seed remaining, might I add.
Yeah. And the only one I thought wouldn't make it. Dude, I'm so trash. Next year, I'm going against my impulse when I fill out a bracket. And guess what? When I get 100% right, I'm going to feel good about how bad I feel.
Okay.
And that's going to be cool.
That's something to say.
That's something to say for sure.
Yeah.
So let's travel back because I want to ask you a question. Let's travel back about, to the month of October, NBA season starting. If I showed you how the season played out, who would you be more shocked by? The Celtics being what they are or the Lakers being what they are?
Probably the Celtics. I think the Lakers, I am surprised that they didn't get in by the graces of the NBA at least.
For sure. Yeah.
At least weren't in the playoffs. They weren't even good enough for the league to buy them in. And that's tough because I thought personally you add LeBron James to a team with a lot of young talent and they're naturally going to get it done. I mean, I'm sorry if he got to the finals with K Love and that Cleveland team, then I
you don't
thought
have to shit
would,
on Kevin Love like that. He's a quality ball player.
I'm just saying, with that much talent that he had around him, I thought he would at least make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But then you're talking about the East versus the West. And also the Celtics, man. I mean, you just had so much recipe for success. You had a lot of young guys getting better, coming back, getting better. You had Kyrie Irving coming back from injury, and then you're just like, hey,
and
guess
Gordon
what?
Hayward.
Knock. Gordon Hayward coming back, of course.
That's what made that team interesting because they had that great run where these kids, how many times did you hear, oh, Jason Tatum, he's only 19 years old, he's doing this. And then so you had him and Brown and these young guys, Rozier.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to they had all this opportunity because Kyrie was out, because Gordon Hayward was out. So when those two vets come back, it really rocked the boat. And it's been really interesting to watch their struggles because, I'm a believer in Brad Stevens. He has been far from flawless in the way he's coached his team. I'm a believer in just about all their young players. I mean, I know that the stock on Tatum and Jaylen Brown are lower this year than they were last year.
Right.
I think Jaylen Brown's a player, bro. You put him, I would take him and Tatum as well. I mean, I think Brown's a little lower on the general conception, but I'm taking Jaylen Brown. I mean, he's not like – it's such an interesting team, dude. It really is. And Danny Ainge has went, by the book to prepare to build a future for this team.
Mm-hmm.
They're still loaded with picks. They still have rookie, they still have contract room. And then this Kyrie thing, it's so weird. He does the, at the beginning of the season to the fans, I'll be here if you have me back. Big standing ovation. Place is lit. Then he does the commercial, my dad's the reason I wear number 11. I want to be the reason nobody else does.
Right.
So he's like saying all these things about he's a Celtic. And then they ask him 2 months later, what about the free agency? Ask me again in July, he says, yo, Kyrie, the best advice from a guy who you're not going to listen to, and I don't blame you for not listening to. I'm just Chicken Bones Jones. But stop talking, bro. Like, just cut off the talking,
Go worry about the earth being flat. Don't you
For
have
real.
a cruise to take, my guy? Don't you have a cruise to take to the end of the earth?
It's like every time the call LeBron thing, it's such an entertainingly weird season, and I am definitely more surprised in their season than I am with the Lakers. I didn't have the Lakers penciled in as a playoff team, but I thought they probably wouldn't make the playoffs.
Who wins the NBA championship? Not named the Golden State Warriors.
If it's anyone else, are the Bulls in contention? No, we're out.
In my brain, we're in contention.
In my brain, we are too. We're definitely, I think, 5th seed.
I thought we'd be better than we are.
Well, it's as dysfunctional as Boston's been. That shitstones compared to what the Bulls and the Wizards and the Suns, most dysfunctional organizations in the NBA, just endless amounts of weird, like the front office coaching, the whole structure. There's so many little wrinkles of like the players not getting along. Then Washington, dude, if I was a Washington Wizard fan, holy shit.
Yeah, they're not getting it done, bro.
It's a dark tunnel, bro. Where's the light in that shit?
Mm-hmm.
When's John Wall gonna play basketball again?
I don't know, bro. He's over here tripping over shit and breaking his hands, and
Hey, John Wall, you gonna play again? Like,
it'd be cool to see in a Wizards uniform, bro.
What if you played basketball again? He might not play. I'm not even gonna speculate.
They're the 11th seed, 31 and 46 for the Washington Wizards. A team that had a lot of
and Bradley Beal's been laying it out there this year.
Yeah,
Bradley Beal's been laying it out there.
I like Bradley Beal.
I didn't like him because he said stupid things, like he said quotes like he's never seen Larry Bird shoot a jump shot, And that's just, to me, that's blatant disrespect to the game. If you are in a field, you should study the craft. That's like me trying to drop an album, a hip-hop album, being like, yo, I never heard Rakim spit before. I'm a scrub, you know. And to say that you never seen Larry Bird bust a J, that's whack. But I will say this, as a player, Bradley Beal's, you know.
He does it all. He plays hard on both ends of the court.
His defense has been a little suspect this year. But yes,
he plays hard on both ends of the court.
His defense, well, I mean, his numbers.
He plays hard.
The defensive numbers speak for
He
themselves.
plays hard.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
He gives effort. I see him sweating.
Yeah, Washington Wizards. Holy shit. You know what else would be a shitty place to be if you're a fan? I wish TJ was in this piece. TJ's a Cleveland cat. He's an Indians fan. The owner of the Cleveland Indians, the baseball team, the same team that the movie Major League used as, you know, in the plot.
Right.
First of all, I don't know his first name. He's a Walsh, though. Or I'm sorry, he's a Dolan. He's related to Dolan from the Knicks, which is just crazy that you got two owners in the same family of major sport teams. Anyways, this guy is the Dollar General of sports ownership. Dude, as a fan, I should probably look up exact quotes, but I'm not one of those people. You know what I mean? I get shit wrong because
no
it humbles
factual
me.
information
It
here.
humbles me when you're like, he didn't say that at all. And I'm like, oh, shit. So in my brain, and you can look this up, he said something along the lines of, they were asking him, they being the media, were asking him about these big-ass contracts in baseball. Bryce Harper, you know, Machado, Mike Trout, all these dudes getting paid. They asked him about it. This guy says, hey, we'll start paying players $100 million contracts when the rest of the league is paying them billions. What?
So it's a paraphrase. Fuck him.
Yo, and then he's trying to say, hey, I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to be like, oh, here's your season tickets.
Yeah.
Dude.
Look for the future. Then
Yo,
they
that
asked
is
him,
that.
asked him
Yo,
about Lindor.
if Reinsdorf or one of our, if one of these guys said this, and we heard that, yo, dude, what are you can feel that way, but dude, what are you doing? What kind of business you trying to run? Like,
yeah, you got to give him the Russell Westbrook face to that one. You know?
That's like if I show up to my job and the rival company's getting raises. And I'm like, yo, boss, what about that? And he's like, yeah, I'll give you $1 raise when they're making 50 more. What? Yeah.
Drake.
I don't want to work here anymore.
Drake.
Yeah. Like, what?
Come on,
like,
bro.
Yo, that's a crazy story,
come on,
man.
Bro.
Oh, HD tag TJ. Yeah, man, that's a crazy story. So if I'm a Cleveland Indians fan, I'm basically saying sell the team, Joe.
Yeah.
That's shitty. And
I mean,
it's
who
damn
wants
near
to
like
go
the
to
movie.
Cleveland?
It could be just like the movie Major League. Yo, real quick. You're not a big movie guy. Right? Established, right?
Yeah, sure.
Give me your top 5 favorite sport movies.
Okay.
No order.
Okay. These would be better, more accurate on premeditation, but
Here,
no
you
order.
want me to throw some out?
Yeah, go ahead, go first.
Okay.
Space Jam.
He don't say Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Space Jam is nostalgic.
No, I got this, bro.
Hold
Space
on.
Jam.
TJ just hopped in here.
Sandlot. I'm serious, B.
I respect that. I mean,
Yeah.
you're definitely going the nostalgic
I'm
route.
serious, B. Okay, I got more for you.
Open the bag, son.
I got more for you. How about this? How about Remember the Titans? Easy. Generic but easy. Okay. I hit you with something else. Texas Forever 6. I don't even care.
show?
I don't even care if it's a show.
Friday Night Lights, the show was very underrated.
I put it on.
You
there.
put me on that show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I kind of looked at it with this like weird ass like
Me too.
masculine energy
Yeah.
where I was like, nah, son, ain't trying to watch no high school drama, you dig?
Mhm.
That ain't my style. So
Here
then
I
he
am
was
at
like, nah, man.
Season 3, like trying to get my game back, coach.
He was like, yo, this is a good show. Man, I got deep into that. Yo, Kyle Chandler, coach. What's the name of the show? Coach
Coach, stop.
Coach Eric is it?
Stop, bro. Eric is his first name. though,
Holy
I think.
shit, what's Coach name, bro?
Taylor?
Coach Taylor.
Yeah.
Coach Taylor, All Facts exclusively. He was him. Really, that show was great. We got some comments here for. Oh, look at Tej. Oh, Tej rocking with you, bro. Remember
up?
the Titans, Major League, Chips, Space Jam, Sandlot, the 6 Man, and he jinxed it with H Dizzle. They said 6 men at the same time. That's the 12th man. Shout out to them boys. 2 fucking great
Hey, you know what game
grinding
I like? You know
Sons
what?
of
You know
Guns
what's a
sport
good?
fans.
You know what's a good sports film? I'm sorry, I can't think. Remember the name of it. And if Pops is in the comments, he could shoot it out. But the movie they made about the team that took the bribes back in the 20s.
Yeah. 8 Men Out.
Someone said that.
No,
Oh, okay.
no one
Well,
said that.
That's a solid movie. You know what? The Blind Side is a
Yeah.
solid movie.
9 Men Out, or what was it? Yeah. Yeah, that was the team. The Black Sox is what they were
Hey,
called.
you know what? Damn it, Miracle.
No, that's my best movie. That's my favorite sport movie of all time. And I will go bar for bar with anybody that's the greatest sport film ever made. Miracle.
What about Moneyball? I enjoyed Moneyball thoroughly.
Reese is saying Rudy. He's a Notre Dame. My producer's a Notre Dame producer. So he's got Rudy, which, by the way, I'm not even lying. Rudy grew up with my mother's family, good friends with my uncle, who was a offensive lineman for Notre Dame. Anyways,
I like The Fighter too, with
Mickey
with
Ward's
Wahlberg
story.
and them. Yeah.
yeah.
Christian
So
Bale.
Miracle's my favorite sport movie of all time. Coach Herb Brooks, Kurt Russell, the hockey story of the American team that beat the Russians in the 80s. But White Man Can't Jump
Oh, White Man Can't
is
Jump's
my
on
favorite
mine.
basketball movie.
White Man Can't Jump's in my 5. You know what? How about it's not really a sports movie, I guess. I mean, it is, but
My
what
man
about
Teej said Gridiron Gang.
hey,
Quote it.
Hey, yeah.
Quote
Look, bro,
it.
it doesn't matter what gang you repping or what set you bang, all right?
Tell him.
Damn 88.
He goes to speak to children on the weekends, and he gives them that same speech from Gridiron Gang.
I do. I really
And then
do.
one
You're
of
a
them
Mustang.
one of them sees the other one in the hallway. He was like, "You a damn 88,"
Yeah,
and
you
then
a
it's on.
Mustang, bro. What about Dodgeball, bro?
He got
Come
gang.
on the floor.
How about that? How about that? As I've never thought of it as a sports movie, but
Come on the floor.
Dodgeball. You win. I get your girl. Yeah, Dodgeball was fucking funny, but yeah, it's not in there. HD, He Got Game, Spike Lee joint, Denzel, Ray Allen.
Never seen
Ray
it.
Allen was such a bad actor in that movie, and somehow it doesn't take away from it.
Blue Chips.
Yeah, that was mentioned by Tej.
I never seen.
These guys are just naming every sport movie they know.
What about Any Given Sunday? What about The Replacements? I know that should be.
The
on
Replacements
yours.
is in my top 5.
What is your top 5? Let's stop filling in the blank, bro.
Miracle, Replacements, Bull Durham. I really want to go nostalgic route.
White Man Can't Jump.
White Man Can't Jump.
So you got
What
one
was
left. You got one left, pal.
that?
Come on, Chucko.
What's gonna slide in there? How about the movie Friday Night Lights? That was
It
good.
was great, bro. Hey,
Is that
and
my
he
f-
can pass, bro. You
And
feel
he
me?
can pass.
Come on.
Varsity Blues, another one. So if I have to pick one, I'm gonna go Like Mike with Bow Wow.
Okay, that's fair.
No.
No Space Jam. No Space
Let me
Jam
see, because
doesn't
they've been
see.
throwing out all these. Let me see if there's one in here. Maybe He Got Game, man. H Dizzle, that's what makes it good. Really, it's Ray Allen. It's Ray Allen's screen presence what makes it good.
I've never
Air
even
Bud, that's a
seen
classic.
He Got Game.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. I think it's on one of those streaming shits that we got. You need to check it out. Ooh, Harlan
never in my
said
life.
the Mighty Ducks.
Uh-oh.
Another nostalgic one.
The Duckies.
Emilio.
Emilio.
I don't know what my last one is. There's so many out there that's floating around.
Gotta be Space Jam, bro.
I think it might be.
What do you
Respect
say,
to Mike.
bro? I can't play without my shorts, man.
Yo, you know what fucked me up
Come
in
on,
Space Jam? When he got to Looney Tune Land and they gave him the physical and they went in his ear and they saw that wild shit in Mike's ear, there was a paper clip in there. From ages 10 to about 14, I always would be like, yo, son, is a paper clip in my
Is there
ear
that
something I
much
should worry
room?
about?
Right. Is it something I should check on a daily basis?
As I grew up, there's a few things that hit me. One, I don't have to worry about paper clips in my ear. Okay. 2, rugs are way more expensive than I ever thought they were.
Yeah, true, B. I thought I had to birth a child until I was 6. Shout out Pops for breaking that seal for
Man,
me.
he really took that burden off you.
Yeah.
He was 6 years old with a Crayola box. Like, man, there's a lot of shit on my plate right now. I gotta deal with this. It's not even gonna fit.
Tomorrow, I was looking at the analytics, bro. I was checking the stats and the pie charts.
not gonna
and
work.
It wasn't lining up in my head, bro.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, and Dad, he really gave me the keys to the castle with that one. So.
Yo, HD is going hard for the fact that Donnie hit with the Angels in the outfield.
Look,
That
bro,
was a really good one.
just
What was his name? What was the dude's name? The old dude in it? Oh, the old black dude, man. He had one of my favorite voices. Something with a W. I feel like it's what. This is where I wish I had like a.
Chicken Bones Jones.
This is where I wish I had a computer in my hand.
Was it Chicken Bones Jones?
So HD is very much standing on the fact that Ray Allen being such a bad actor is what made the movie good.
That's how I feel about that. That Tusk movie.
Facts. Real quick, we can talk about Tusk because that's a long, long hollow grave. H Dizzle, did you know that in the scene in He Got Game where Ray Allen and Denzel play each other towards the end for his decision, and the script, I was listening to Spike Lee interview, the script had it to where Denzel was supposed to lose clean sweep. He was supposed to lose 12-0 or whatever. So Ray Allen didn't know this, but Denzel is like a competitive ass dude. Played a little college ball. He's from New York. You probably know that. So they start shooting, and Denzel starts like really going at him. He drops a couple buckets. Ray starts looking at Spike, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like it was supposed to. And Denzel, he's in his bag right now because he's like, "Yo, I'm finna score on Ray Allen. I'm not going out like no punk. He
Right.
can win, but it's not gonna be easy." If you watch that scene with that in mind, it's so much better. It's so much better to know that it was so serious to Denzel, and Ray was just like, "What's going on?" That's a funny fact. Field of Dreams, Donnie said. Look at Donnie in his sport movie bag. What the fuck's going on? What are you Googling sport movies guy?
I'm just throwing them out
I
there.
think Bull Durham's my favorite baseball movie for sure. I don't even really have to think about that.
Shout out to the
wait,
longest yard.
Major League.
Yeah, of course. That's
That's my
favorite
fifth
movie.
one.
What? Major League.
Yeah, Major League.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm done. That's my 5.
Yeah.
Major League, Miracle, Bull Durham, The Replacements, White Men Can't Jump.
I got longest yard, bro. I just need a can of corn. Can of corn, I'll be all right.
Joey Diaz.
Can of corn.
You mother, you fucking momos.
Yep.
Joey Diaz is
They
legend.
did have him on the show. Shout out Joey Diaz. Get on the show.
I'm legitimately going to have Joey Diaz do like commentary on an album of mine or a mixtape of some sort. That's a fact.
You better get him soon, because when he goes on those rants, I think it might be over for
No,
him in any
dude.
second.
He says that in his sets too. He's like, "I'm fucking dying. You think I care what you think?"
Yeah.
Well, Joey's great, man. Joey's great. And I'll forever regret the fact I didn't go see him. He was in Zany's up in Nashville like in August or something.
We got Tom Segura coming next month.
Tommy Segura,
Nashville.
really good one.
Right.
You ever been to a stand-up?
Never. Just when
You
we
gotta
have
go see one.
conversations.
You got to go see when we have conversations when there's no seating available.
True.
HD Hoop Dreams. These guys are going off the racks right now. Donnie says hardball. Yo, when the kid dies, dude,
Fuck
it's
hardball.
so sad.
How
I
about
didn't-
that?
Angels in the outfield.
Yeah, Donnie mentioned that. Yeah.
I didn't even like, first of all.
Hoop Dreams is a classic piece of film. You've probably never seen that, Hoop Dreams.
No.
It was like a live documentary piece, like a film over these few cats from Chicago when trying to, get into.
You know what, bro? My favorite.
Brian's song was ridiculously sad. That's my dad's shit.
My favorite sports viewing pleasure that I have is Derrick Rose highlights.
Oh yeah, I watch those on a loop.
So, I mean, that's
I
just
watch those and recreate them on a Nerf hoop.
take that for what you will, which we had some throwdowns on a Nerf hoop.
Yo, is Derrick Rose the greatest what if?
I think so,
Sports?
because he wasn't even like a what if, like he's so good and then right away he got hurt. Like he came out and was like
He
MVP,
won an
youngest
MVP.
of all
Youngest
time.
MVP of all time.
And then he was like, ow, my knee. And
Yeah.
even now, 4 serious knee injuries and a plethora of serious injuries, period, he's still a baller.
Yeah, that might be. I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, right? I mean, Grant Hill, Penny, obviously, like
Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy. Yo, forgetting about how good Brandon Roy is something I don't blame you for doing. But go back and watch how big he was in like those playoff series. What was the series when he was just like, oh,
I
man.
love that team. They had young LaMarcus, did they not?
Yeah, in Batum.
Brandon Roy. Did they have Batum? And they had somebody else I really liked on that team.
Yeah, that Portland team was good. And Brandon Roy's really good. I don't think T-Mac's a what if. I think
No, because he
I'm
was
speaking
so
more for like the
established.
injuries. Yeah, not just a guy who just can't.
He could have been
develop.
better if not for injuries, but
Yeah, but he definitely played enough percentage of his career out. Michigan State is in the lead, 44%. Tom Izzo, we got some believers
let's
in the
go
house.
with the Texas
Cassius
Tech
Winston.
picks. If you want to be right, pick Texas Tech. If you want to be right, pick Texas Tech. If
you really
wa-
think they're gonna win it all, huh?
if you want to be
Yeah, they
right,
could.
pick Texas Tech. If you want to have energy while you play games, go to rogueenergy.com.
50%.
It's in our links. You can find all the info.
Holy shnikes. Some Spotting fans in the house. Sport movies, man, great stuff. What's like if you had to pick one sports movie that you're like, yeah, that's probably the worst sports movie I've ever seen? What's like, because there's been a lot of bad ones, man. Like,
jeez.
there's definitely been some bad boxing movies.
Jog my mem.
Oh, shit, we didn't
do you
even
want to talk
mention
about
Rocky
great
in great
movies?
sport movies.
Rocky's not even my favorite. I had thoroughly enjoyed Bleed for this. The one about
Still haven't seen
Pazienza.
it. Still haven't seen it. I want to see
with
that.
my guy. Jeez, I can never remember his name. Please give
Over
me
the
his
Top?
name.
Over the Top,
What is that?
an arm wrestle movie.
Hey,
There's an arm wrestling movie called Over the Top.
Jagweed. What's his name? My
Who?
guy from Bleed for this.
Yeah, I don't know. I know him as the kid from
No,
Whiplash.
bro, but we always do this and we look up his name and it's every time with
Yeah.
this. Dad's always the one that knows it.
Yeah, no, I really like that kid too.
Yeah, I like him too. Miles
Yeah.
Teller.
Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Miles Teller, yeah, in Whiplash. Yo. Oh, Donnie said Joanna Man's the worst movie ever. Yo. He might have a case, man. I've seen that movie like 5 times, man. I had it on like DVD when I was a kid. What a dumbass movie that was. Could that exist in today's climate with the gender sensitivity?
I've never seen it.
It's a movie where I forget the actor's name. He's a comedian. He is an NBA player. He's kind of like a, off the court issue guy. He gets ejected. He falls out of the league because of his behavior. Reinvents himself as a woman, by which gets a wig, some fake whatever, does a little something. He doesn't actually have surgery or anything. Goes into the WNBA with what's her name? Vivica A. Fox is in it. She's like a point guard.
Kirk says Major League 2 was terrible.
Oh my God, who is Kirk? Major League 2 was not terrible. Major League 3 was terrible. Major League 2 was not as good as Major League 1. That's 100% true. But Major League 2, I wouldn't say terrible. It definitely, come on, Serrano. You had what was the Asian dude with the ball, and then Ricky Vaughn was all fucked up. He was all like not himself, and
Yeah, wow, dang.
Roger
yeah.
Dorn. Yeah, when he comes back out and he gets back on his shit.
Get the glasses?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it was terrible. There's way worse movies in the sport variety.
I don't really know any just terrible movies I've seen as far as sports movies. I really don't.
I think if I were to go into like an overrated thing, I think Field of Dreams is overrated, right? I think Kevin Costner's been in a lot of.
I think
Why has he
Rocky.
been in so many baseball movies, man?
I think Rocky movies are overrated. How about that, bro? I'm
Ooh.
really not a big Rocky movie
Dude,
fan.
I threw shade at Philly earlier. You're taking this to another level.
Bro,
We're not selling a single piece of merch to Pennsylvania.
listen, bro. I
Rocky,
just,
though.
but it's what's gonna happen, and they made too many. Okay,
Every boxing movie's like that to me. He's gonna get his ass kicked.
not my guy from
Miles Teller, yeah.
No, he won.
Cinderella Man was a good one.
Cinderella Man was great. I
Yeah.
thought.
Cinderella Man was a good one.
But not I never seen Ali with Will Smith, which is strange because I thoroughly enjoy Will Smith. But
Yeah.
what's it called? My guy in Southpaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Southpaw.
I didn't like that one a lot. I watched
Okay,
it.
well, your opinion's invalid. Southpaw was great.
You can't
And it was the-
invalidise someone's
It was the
opinion like
best
that.
sports movie of all time.
Moving on.
Okay. Sure.
What's up, man? We're getting comments. Donnie says Rocky movies are low key overrated.
Thank you,
His
Donald.
commentary sucks.
Thank you, Donald.
That's wild though.
Yeah, they're trash, bro. What do you want? You want me to sit here and listen to a whole movie? I'm not doing it, bro. Okay. I don't really like Stallone. Okay.
Bro. If you learned about his history, you'd like him more. I'll tell you
Would
that.
I? Yo, how about
Yeah.
this right here on the live feed? I bet he's a good guy. All right.
Go out on a limb.
I bet he's a good guy.
Happy Gilmore was a sports
Happy
movie.
Gilmore is one of my favorite sports movies. Then
Let's talk overrated. Adam Sandler.
get out of my face, bro.
Adam Sandler's wildly overrated, and you know why? You know why I'm okay with him being overrated?
Ladyland.
Is because he just seems like a cool, great guy. Like, you just like Adam Sandler, right? But, dude, you want to talk about some flop movies and just bad humor?
Terrible movies,
Dude, if it's not Big Daddy or Happy Gilmore, if it's not either of those, don't you ever try and come at me like that's like a classic or that's like even Billy Madison, bro. Like
I didn't really like Billy Madison. I thought, I even thought the Waterboy was overrated, and it was better than Billy Madison.
My old lady loves the Waterboy. That shit is, I can't even watch it. It's like it's a certain level of juvenile humor that I'm sure
it's
is
just
funny. Like I can see where it's
childish.
funny to people, but it's just not to me.
I liked 50 First Dates.
Yeah, he has some cute little joints in there, right? That I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, Pronounced Chuck and Larry was
Click,
good. Click
right?
was good. It was a little sad. I enjoyed The Longest Yard.
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds was cool. Yeah, Mr.
My
Deeds was
man
cool.
had the fake foot.
Little Nicky was trash.
I don't know what TJ's blasphemy. He put blasphemy all caps with 17 Y's. Talk to me, Tej.
Little Nicky. What is happening?
We're gonna have Tej call in soon, man. We can't do it this show because we technical diffs, but we will do that. But he's about to tell me or you.
Little Nicky was trash.
Little Nicky was terrible, dude.
The Cobbler was trash. Jack
Super
and Jill was trash.
Trash.
Grown Ups was pretty trash. That's My Boy
Disappointing
was
with the
actually
cast,
kind of funny.
Yeah.
I have some parts of That's My Boy that get me.
Dude, 100%. That's My Boy is some funny shit.
Spanglish is trash.
Yep.
Chuck and Larry was all right. The Anger Management was all right.
Yeah.
That Sandy Wexler was trash. I've seen these too.
Sandy
I physically
Wexler, I
have
couldn't
seen
even
them.
watch. I was 15 minutes in, and I was like, "Yo, this is one of the." You know what? And out of all those cats who came through SNL, all those great comedians who came through that, he might be one of the most successful, and yet one of the least. Yeah,
Was trash.
Jack and Jill's just terrible.
Buns.
I ain't trying to watch that. I'm not trying to watch that. Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy.
Yeah, those are
It's your
his.
sweet spot, Adam. And I love you. I really do love. I think Adam Sandler should be loved by most.
Yeah, he just seems like a real good
But
guy.
on
But
some
man,
funny
he's made
shit?
some shitty. There was a movie on Netflix called something the something 9 or the whatever the hell. He was playing with that Taylor Lautner was playing as essentially a mentally handicapped person. Ridiculous Six. Thank you. Shout out to my guy Reese over there. The Ridiculous Six. And you know what? That movie was trash.
Yo, we getting heat in my comments about Adam Sandler, man.
What they want from the Sandler?
Tej is highly against the stance. HD says Grown Ups was not trash. It wasn't trash, but you know what? When I saw the cast, and I was just like, oh man, can't wait to see the funniness in this movie.
It
and then
wasn't
I saw
that
it, and I
good.
was like, man,
But I don't like Chris Rock. So
yeah,
there's that.
That's another guy we could talk.
I think if you want to talk about one of the most overrated funny guys, I think to me it's Chris Rock. I'm sorry if you think Chris Rock is funny. I'm really not even sorry. I personally think he's kind of annoying. I do think he's had some
He's got a
interesting stances,
he's got a voice and a rhythm, especially in his stand-ups.
but he's not funny to me. He kind of kills me with the way his
Yeah. He's
situation
definitely
unfolds.
your palate's got to be set for Chris Rock, and I'm
Yeah.
with you in the sense that he's not in my top. Like anytime you see that meme, that graphic
Right,
that's
right,
like one
right.
comedian has to go, dude.
But
Chris
it's
Rock,
it's always
see ya.
it's always like a gathering of like black comedians. So it was like Martin,
Dave
Eddie
Chappelle,
Murphy,
Eddie
Dave,
Pryor,
yep,
and it's
then-
never close to me.
Yeah, me either. And then it's there's
Like
someone
Dave
else in there
Chappelle and
usually,
Martin
too.
and Cedric are my three favorite of those lists when they do the black comedians one has to go thing. Those are the three, and Eddie too. Yeah, so it's I mean there's so many great ones, but yeah. So those guys.
Yeah, I don't think Chris Rock's all that funny. Top
HD loves
five
HD loves
comedians.
the grown-ups. Top 5 comedians. Are we going stand-ups or? I mean,
I love Bill Burr.
if we're talking stand-up, Bill Burr's in my top 5.
Bill Burr's hilarious.
Bill Burr's in mine, and Cedric's in mine, and Bernie Mac is in mine.
Cat Williams is
Wait.
in mine
Wait, oh, this is tough.
potentially.
This is tough stuff. So, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle,
Dave Chappelle's in mine.
Cedric,
Cedric's not in mine, but I like him a lot.
and there's the. I mean, I love the new. You know, Chris D'Elia is tremendous. Tom Segura.
It's hilarious.
He's
Yeah, it's one of
funny.
my guys.
They don't make
Yeah, I like my guy. Honestly, George Carlin's one of my favorite comedians because
Carlin would hit you with that heat.
I enjoyed him thoroughly.
Carlin's a trip. Bernie Mac, when you talk delivery and the way he could bring it,
Oh, Bernie
Joey
Mac
Coco
was
Diaz
classic.
is
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. Man, that's really tough in the stand-up world. But I definitely feel like Chappelle and Bill Burr
Mhm.
and Cedric are in there for sure. Them last two.
And honestly, even though he fell off,
Martin had a hell of a run. Like, Run Tell That. When Martin was in his prime, he was something else.
Hey, look, even though he fell off, Dane Cook was one of the greatest comedians of all time. Regardless of people said he stole jokes, whatever, he made a lot of people laugh for a long period.
Dane Cook is one of the most interesting stories and just the way, like, perception-based in all of stand-up comedy. When you hear, like, so this is a fresh topic in my mind because I was listening to, I think it was Dax Shepard interview Chris D'Elia on his Armchair podcast, which is a great podcast. Check it out. And he was talking about Dane Cook, and he was like, there was so much hatred for Dane Cook amongst the comedic crowd.
Yeah, they really did.
They really hated him, and he went into it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of got into psychological, like, what was going on with that. And he brought up a few good points of, like, Dave Chappelle, he's on my mind. Dane Cook was a movement, and he did it pretty much his own way, right? He blew up in the sense where he, like, targeted the younger, like, college crowd. And I'm with you. Dane Cook has some classics out there.
Yeah.
Dane Cook, to this day, I still try and find clips. I don't know why his stuff's not, like, available on YouTube. He doesn't have a lot, like, out there. But, man, he has some bits, dude. Just even, like, the B&E.
Yeah.
The B&E.
Breaking an eggs.
Guy gets his shirt caught on the fence. Well, don't bring your favorite shirt to a B&E.
Yeah. Right. No, he was classic.
He said,
That's
I
why
heard a
said.
car. He said, yeah, the world is filled with them.
Yeah.
If you hear a humpback whale,
All right.
let me know. Dan
Yeah.
Cook had some.
He had some classics. He was hilarious. I had those little snips of.
Donnie said Dax Shepard and Dane Cook have mad punchable faces. That's facts. They definitely do. But
I've never wanted to punch Dan Cook's face in my life.
no, I haven't. But I could see why someone would.
One of the people's
Dax Shepard
faces.
definitely has a punchable.
One of the
face.
people faces I've wanted to punch in my life. Lance Berkman.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people gonna know who he is, which is
Yeah,
weird 'cause we have a sports.
But you
podcast.
should just know that I don't like Lance Berkman. And if Lance Berkman can see this, you'd probably be our biggest fan as far as notoriety. But I don't like you, Lance Berkman, and I don't want you to watch our podcast. I said it.
But if you want some merch, click the link in the description.
Right. If you want to not look quite as douchey, get you an SOS shirt.
He just looks like
maybe
a country
hat.
singer, bro. What
Who
you
else do I not like? I can't remember. There was someone else I strongly don't like. And
The
I
kid,
can't.
yeah, you know who has a punchable face to me? The kid from Purdue, the 7'3" kid with the stupid hair. Boy, do I hate that guy. I don't even know him. He's probably a great guy, so whatever. But man, you want to talk about a mug I'd like to leave an imprint on? He has a tough. Do you know who I'm talking about? Did you watch Purdue play?
You're talking
The
about
kid
of
who
course.
keeps doing his little hair thing. He's from Amsterdam. Something Harms. Not my guy.
Harns.
Just off appearance, not my guy.
Harns or Hearns or some shit.
A punchable face is a funny thing.
It is.
And, like.
I think Cameron Payne had a punchable face. Probably because he was so annoying. It looked like Ratatouille.
And he did the dances. Yeah, he definitely looked like some kind of rodent.
Yeah. Cameron Payne's like, bet, strange flex, but I.
Why I'm getting shit on by these dudes. Yeah, Cameron Payne, punchable face. For sure.
Definitely the guy from 13 Reasons Why.
Jesus
Bryce. Jesus Jensen. Bryce had a punchable
face. Is there anything
face.
popping on Netflix that you've seen lately that's
Yeah, I've been.
he watched it. I
I'm
tried.
not
The Umbrella Academy.
It was all right.
It was all right, he says.
It was all right. It wasn't my favorite. I watched the whole thing through. I thought it was interesting enough to give a watch to. I personally thought the best characters were the two little hitmen in the whole show. But
It didn't keep me involved. I left after episode 3.
I've dove back into the Black Mirror. It's just an interesting set of shows.
Yeah, that show. A lot of people like that. I haven't got around to it.
Right. I've been really just watching a lot of March Madness though. Ever since the Hulu plug. Shout out to Chicken Bones Jones for that.
Bam. Hulu now is live sports.
Live Sports. They're not even a sponsor of ours. We'll give them a shout out.
Dude from Twilight has a punchable face too.
Edward
the vampire.
the
white guy or the tan? No, definitely the tan guy. The
Taylor Lautner, the wolf.
Yeah.
But what's the white
werewolf.
guy's name? Edward Cullen?
Yeah, the Cullen family. Yo, my lady's a big Twilight fan. This is a funny thing to talk about, right? So, fellas, since I'm assuming we're predominantly fellas in here, Donnie fucks with Black Mirrors. This is the thing about relationships, men, right? It's about compromise in our entertainment. My lady's been going through it with the whole March Madness, right? When I told her March Madness was coming, she was oblivious to the development of it. What is this madness you speak of? I told her. she's still like, God, these things are still going on back to back to back.
Wake up.
So yeah, as men, when you're in a relationship, you find those sweet spots, you know, like where she may have 7 shows that you're just like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go take a dump for 30 minutes to miss this episode. But then let's talk about those shows that you kind of get a little bit, or those movies or whatever, that you kind of get a little bit like you're there. You know what I mean? And for me, you know, my man card is solidified, but Twilight was one of them. I watched the Twilights with her.
I've never seen them.
Well, you knew Edward Cullen. Why you know his last name?
I just remember him. I have never seen him though.
That's you. You knew the Cullen clan. No, the Twilight. I mean, I watched them. You know, I did, and they weren't like. I don't regret watching them. I'll go as far as saying I could do quotables from that movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's something, bro. Do you want us to have an Edward Cullen shout out? See if we'll send you a signed picture or something?
No, but that's my man. What's understood don't got to be explained.
Okay.
My man TJ Flemtram said Triple Frontier was a dope movie. How you feel about that movie?
Wow, that's so ironic that you would say that because I watched Triple Frontier. And let me put somebody on game, specifically my man TJ. Let's talk about the plot points, my guy. Let's talk about the holes.
I got a hot. So you got whole. See, I thought I was gonna come with that hot take.
Right. Were you seen The Frontier?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I told you specifically not to watch it. I'm glad you didn't listen to me. All right. So, how are you gonna be lugging around a couple 100 pounds of? I'm sorry, more than that. A couple 1,000 pounds of money through mountains with 4 of your good buds for what they predict to be 5 days with no food, no water, no fires, no warmth. They're just throwing bags of dough around.
Yeah.
Why? Then the most unsettling feeling of all time, even though they give you the little ha-ha at the end, is that it was all for naught.
Yeah.
It hurt to watch and be like, you're leaving with nothing?
Yeah, you're leaving with nothing. And
What?
that kind of speaks to that, you know, that pride or whatever recon, whatever team they were before. But yeah, no, there was a few things in that movie that made me be like, okay, so I get the cliche of an action movie, right? There's a few things that are always going to be there. This movie didn't have a bad guy, you know? There was no bad guy.
It just had like a guy who had money and got
you knew he existed,
run up
but
on.
we didn't know him. And then
when we talk about Matt Damon, right? No, sorry, Ben Affleck. I'm not gonna, but hey, pop goes the weasel, baby.
when he got capped,
Yeah,
that was a strange capping.
Yeah, because he was like, oh, fat.
boom, nog piece.
It was like
headshot.
bob and weave, my guy.
Or react. He had
was
13
just looking
seconds.
right down the barrel.
Yeah, he was like, "Is that someone I know?" He was like
Yeah.
dissecting the situation. He was
Is that
like,
my guy?
yeah, that was. But no, overall, I mean, it's a movie that I'm not like mad I watched. It was,
And then you had did you realize that other kid in it was from Friday Night Lights?
Really?
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because you had the main guys and you had the other kid, the youngest one of all of them.
Yeah, his brother or whatever.
Yeah, whatever that dude was. Yeah. One dude's brother. Yeah, he was from Friday Night Lights. He was on there.
We got some talk in here when we were talking about females. Yeah, give me something on that because I think that's a good conversation to have as men. What's something that a female that a lady friend of yours you kind of compromised with and ended up being like, babe, let's watch that show instead. Let's watch this one. Because I tell you what, my lady likes the Vampire Diaries. Missed me with that. I tried, babe.
I haven't had a lot of females in my life that got to dominate the Netflix searching, but the ones
toxic
that have,
masculinity.
Yeah, the ones
Toxic masculinity.
the ones that have
Give up the sticks.
Right.
Let her have her own login.
The ones that have like to put on
a movie or something.
the constant murder mysteries that'll leave your brain numb because the second you start watching one, you have to see it through, and then it's so exhausting because right when it ends, it's just
Another
dun. You get that same
April 14th, 1987.
These crimes are specifically heinous. And I'm just like, no
Blood, knives.
no.
When they put plural, they be putting shit plural, knives, bow
like,
and arrows,
multiple knives?
and you're trying to go to sleep, and you're like, bow and arrows. What
Yeah,
the fuck was Lisa doing?
Remember, bro?
Remember Snapped, that
Bow
show?
and arrows, bro. They saw, hey, I want to stab that dude, but he way the hell over there.
Yeah, that was how bow and arrows is a meme on Facebook. He said how bow and arrows were invented.
Yeah, I really want to stab that guy, but he way over there.
Tej said that's how he stumbled on a new girl. was through his
I
wife.
I did the opposite of stumbling on what now is my favorite comedy show of all time. It was more like being forcefully pushed in the direction of a show that I ended up loving by my big brother. You know, he looked at me and he said, "Watch New Girl," and I said,
I told him a lot too.
I said, "Ha." And
Mm.
then I completely dismissed it from my memory bank. And then he sent me a text and said, "Hey, bro, watch New Girl." And in my head, I said, "Ha." And
I was
then,
strangely persistent
yeah.
with it.
And then eventually one day I was literally pushed to my wits' end on New Girl or on Netflix. And I said, "Man, let me click on this New Girl." And now I've seen seasons 1 through 4 maybe 35 times.
Yo, that show is so funny, and the reason why I was so persistent in trying to get you to watch it was because I wanted to share those laughs with you. I was like,
yeah, it's
bruh,
important to know
like
the
I
insides.
wanted to have like a fucking Schmidt dialogue with you, you know, or like
Yeah.
Winnie the Bish, shrimp forks, you know what I mean? There's so many. That show's really good, and Donnie said it's a top 5 sitcom of all time. 100% agree.
Yeah.
Real quick, let me rattle in the battle because sitcoms are kind of dead. I don't know if they're ever gonna come back, especially not in front of a live audience. That multicam shit. But as far as sitcoms, let me hit you with a top 5, a top cinco. The New Girl's in mine.
Mm-hmm.
The Office is in mine.
Friends is in mine.
Friends is in mine. Parks and Rec is in mine. That's 4.
I've never seen them.
That's 4. What's that last one for me? Huh?
The Office.
I almost want to say I already said The Office.
The Office.
I almost want to say King of Queens, and there's
King
a whole
of Queens is in
Seinfeld.
mine.
There's a whole Seinfeld army that'll be like, you trash for that.
King of Queens is in mine.
King of Queens is just a gem. Look, Donnie said, "Gave me cookie, give you cookie."
You give me cookie, you give me cookie, man.
Yeah, boy, that's a funny show,
Mhm.
man. The all the characters in that show.
Man,
are
I really
great.
like the show called Entourage.
Entourage. I don't know what that's classified as, other than Mark Wahlberg's creation and just a.
Also, when I was a kid, our father used to put on reruns of a show, Cheers, and damn it, I liked it.
Cheers. Yeah, that's one. You know what? I got one from Dad too. This is way before our time. Well, actually, I don't know when it was. Probably in the 80s. Wings.
Yeah.
Wings was phenomenal. I have the Wings box set.
Well, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is one of my favorite sitcoms of all time.
First Prince is up there. Martin's up there.
I really enjoyed Rick and Morty. Honestly, it's a show that I
Yeah,
severely
Seinfeld's obviously
like.
the Godfather, the one, but it's not my top 5, and I feel bad about that.
How I Met Your Mother is a pretty funny show.
I don't like that one.
Oh wow. Well,
I don't like that one. I
okay.
don't like the Wayans Brothers show. I don't think the Wayans family's that funny. I
liked
respect them
the
for the
Wayans
way they
Brothers
kind of
show.
just came in and made a name.
And I also liked that '70s show.
Oh, Tej coming in here. I'm freaking saying it. He said Seinfeld was hella overrated.
I agree.
I don't think it was overrated. I think it's definitely like, as far as just impact, it's right there with like Friends. Probably.
You know what? Damn it.
As a sitcom.
I loved 2.5 Men when Charlie Sheen was part of the
Yeah.
cast. It was a funny freaking show. I don't care what anybody says. It was a funny show.
You keep coming with these defensive angles like
I don't care if somebody on here hates 2.5 Men.
I'll fight about it, all right?
I think it's great.
We can fight
right?
about it. You want to
I
square
think
up?
Charlie Sheen was great.
That's how DMX would talk sitcoms. He'd be like, Seinfeld,
Legend.
overrated.
That
You know what I mean?
classic.
Sometimes I want to sit there and watch Jerry. Hey, do your George.
Oh, stop.
Nah,
man.
yo, this kid right here has a pretty good do the Jerry, man. Do it.
Yeah, I ain't done Jerry in a while.
I know, pull it out.
You
Polish
Jerry. You Jerry. Tell him about your face.
I don't have a good Jerry. You do not the Jerry.
hey,
you do the George.
Hey, Jerry. You have no idea, Jerry.
You have no idea, Jerry. Yeah. So if there's any, I mean, Frasier, you know, never really landed with me. Although Kelsey, blanking on his last name, Grammer, is like his character in that show is phenomenal.
Right.
Kind of like, you know what show's the most overrated of all time to me, most sitcom? Big Bang Theory. Oh my God, bro.
I agree, but I do see the appeal. But I agree.
No, what I see is Sheldon is a hilarious
Yeah,
character.
he's great.
He is he's a well written character, like standalone.
Hey.
But the combination, the rhythm of the show, not for me. And it's going on like what? It's 13th season. It's gonna be one of the
It's gonna
longest.
break. Oh, it already
Yeah.
has. You know, a show I loved and not many people would have seen this was called Banshee, and it was Buck Wild. Absolutely buck wild. Family Guy's got a lot of nostalgia to me.
I don't
I
really
used
like
to-
any cartoon, and I wish
used
I
to
did. It's
like
kind
a-
of like the video games we talked earlier.
Bro, I used to like Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I used to like Rocket Power. What's up?
Yeah, right. Wiggity. Man, my Aqua Teen Hunger used to have a little meat wad though. He'd be like, "Oh, stupid set of fries, damn hot fry hanging out your head." That was my guy.
I don't know what you're talking. Is that the
Yeah.
show with the
Yeah,
fried?
with the fried, a
Oh,
little
yeah.
meat wad and a drink.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it, but I've seen that before. The
Yeah,
image of
stupid
it.
ass, damn fry hanging out your stupid ass head. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
so
guy.
pretty much everyone in my group chat's in agreement that Seinfeld is not a top
Well,
five.
it's a little out of our generation. A little.
Well, sure. When it was happening,
It was.
I can recall my mom laughing out loud watching episodes of it. You know, and I was just a shorty. You know,
and
just
that's a
like,
big thing.
Yeah.
Generational humor is huge.
Well, yeah.
Like
the
if you
time-
don't get
yeah,
things from if you can look at somebody. That's why when I think about when we're kids, when you're younger and you're talking to adults and you're like, man, this person just has a weird sense of humor. It's because you don't get any of the jokes from when they were kids that other
or
people
from
would
when
get.
the LSD they took.
Or
in the
yeah,
70s.
anything. There's jokes that don't line up anymore, and that on Seinfeld, you could watch it and be like, things aren't gonna hit with you like they're gonna hit with people that grew up when the writers of that show grew up.
I don't think Friends or Seinfeld is the number one sitcom of all time, which would probably be, if you polled America, those would probably be the top two. I don't think either of them is. I think Friends, dude, since it's so like available with Netflix and everything, it's definitely, they're paying $100 million to keep it on there for another year. Netflix is paying.
Bro, did you see how much money they've been paid? That cast still gets paid. Just ridiculous.
The cast of Friends is
still
mad
getting
paid.
paper.
I wish one of them would invest in my pending rap career, but what
It's
I'm
whatever.
saying is,
Neither here nor there.
Friends,
Which one would be most likely to do so?
I definitely think that Ross, when the episode when he played the keyboard, he'd be like,
Yeah.
"I'm just messing with my sounds."
Yeah, it's to be a sound. Okay.
I will say this about Friends.
Not Phoebe.
Man. I'm kind of I'm a big fan of Lisa Kudrow.
That's
in
you heard it
general.
here first.
Yeah.
Lisa, get at my man's.
Yeah. But I'm a Friends nerd in a sense because I think when you're young, I think everyone kind of had a time period where like you didn't have cable or something. There was like a good stretch.
Box set.
There was a good stretch where you had like a DVD or a VHS that you just watched
Right.
every night to go to bed or whatever it was. My sister had the Friends complete set DVD. Boy, did I wear out Friends. Verbatim, I can quote it, right? And it's not even just like because I wanted to watch it all the time. It was just like that's what it was.
Right.
And I'll say this: the first 3 seasons of Friends is way better than the rest of the next 7.
But
The
they're
first
still
3 seasons are
good.
gems. Yeah, no, but in the first 3 seasons there was like this raw humor to it that felt more real. It became sitcom-y towards the end. Once it got its notoriety, it became more like punch humor, like this like I don't know, just commercial washed funny jokes, sitcom jokes.
But there was still a good show.
But dude, Chandler has some of them lines, bro. Like, here's something I want to do. I'll give you time to think about this one. We may even revisit it at another point in a different episode. But I want you give me your starting 5 of sitcom characters.
Oh,
Top
wow.
5 from any show, right? And bring them all together because Chandler Bing is on mine for sure. He's running point for me.
Oh wow.
Actually, might be a 3. I'm put him in small forward. He said the line, bro.
Kevin James from King of Queens is in mine. He's running us a power forward.
Shit.
Heifer legs. What was it?
Heifer legs, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Crazy Leg Spooner. I think Arthur Spooner's my favorite character in that show.
Bro, I relate with Kevin James so many times.
He's very relatable in that show as a man. And I drive a truck for a living. I wear shorts when I go to work. So I'm in a relationship with someone who's way better looking than I am. The whole premise of the show. What? Oh, yeah, we got pregnant cats in this house. That's crazy.
Yeah, just staring at the Coke bottle, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, dog, we're definitely gonna do that because Donnie said Schmidt is in his. I'm tempted to put Schmidt in mine.
Schmidt is great, but I mean every character in that show. I love Winston, man. Hey, Winston is about to do some puzzling.
Winston, do you not want me to have a good night?
Do you not want me to have a good night, Nick?
That's one of the best lines in that whole show.
He said, I've told you good night every night for the last 7 years. And you have never said it back. It's weird. What do you want me to walk around telling everybody good night?
I think Schmidt. Okay, so Chandler Bing, Schmitty. Wow,
It's all the most provocative characters.
I think Kramer is such a
And
good
he's a provocative
character in that show, dude. Just from the entrance into the room to the, he's classic. The Office has probably the strongest cast of all of them as far as like each person in that show.
How about your man John Ralphio? You said he was one of the greatest side
John
characters.
Ralphio from Parks and Rec is like absolute golden anytime he's on the screen. But yeah, we're gonna think about that. We'll come back at another point in a different episode and give you the starting 5 sitcom team. Where are we running at? We're gonna give a quick shout out to our sponsors once again. Grimes Technology. What you into, fam? You like playing games, huh?
Yep.
You like shopping online.
You want better games?
What are you really into?
You want
know
better
what I mean?
games?
You want better ones? Go to Grimes Technology. Type in promo code Society, 5% off everything in store. It's in the description if you're like, hey, yo, Scholar, where do I go to see that? It's in the description.
Yeah. As well as obviously Rogue Energy. Same deal. Gatorade Gaming. Revolutionizing the game. Everything you need. Stay awake. Stay alert. You got a guy creeping up to your left. Boom. Heard him coming. You had the headset volume up. All right. You're really in your bag. You're ready to go. And this stuff gets you there. Check them out. Also in our description. Once again, Rogue Energy.
And let me keep it 100 with you because I see you right now listening to this. You're probably wearing some kind of clothes that you've had for a while, right?
Look a little rugged.
What are you doing with that shirt you've had for so long, bro? What
rugged.
you had for like 6 months or something?
It's a little rugged.
You might need a new one.
It's a little rugged.
What should you get? You're probably asking me.
A little dingy.
Probably SOST, Sport of Society. The link's in the description. eBay, shop. If you're on Grimes Technology computers, you can shop quicker. All right? We're trying to build things together cross-platform. Get you a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Are you balding?
It's okay.
Are you bald now?
Cover that up.
I'm bald, bro.
He is.
I do hairs.
Yep.
Not anymore on my head.
Mm-mm.
Now I got hats.
Yep. Wears them. Well,
Yeah,
I see him wearing 'em.
shirts.
We're not actually currently
SOS
wearing any
shirts, yeah.
SOS, but next week I will be.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're definitely gonna preach it how we.
I'm gonna
teach
get
it.
some SOS socks, SOSS, if you will. Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's
SO
deep. That's a lot of S.
double S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, man. So all in all, March Madness is presuming
Texas
the,
Tech.
The Final Four is shaking.
Texas
Is Michigan
Tech.
State still leading the polls? Michigan State's leading the polls. All right. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle.
R.I.P. Mm-hmm.
55%
Shout
Michigan State.
out to John Reese over there doing his thing.
producer John
I
Reese.
wish we could point the camera to him. We can't say enough how much this guy does and how big he is to the entire page and the entire network. Everything y'all tune in to watch, just know John Reese has got his hand somewhere stirred inside that melting pot, and it's always big thanks to my guy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to OG Donnie. Shout out to Matt Dawes. Shout out to Ryan Johnson, the Canadian A. Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
Let's all, if you're not partial to any hockey, well, you're probably a Preds fan if you're here where
Let's
we
go,
are.
Preds.
Yeah. You're probably a Preds fan. We're Hawks fans, so I don't really. I mean,
Right, let's go,
I want to
Preds.
see the Preds win
Stop.
for my brother-in-law.
Stop bringing up the one series you beat us in and just be happy that you're a good hockey team.
That's all dead now. I don't
Okay.
even hear none of that shit anymore. I wear this out.
Yeah, but let's be honest real quick. Let's be honest. We beat this team into submission for almost their whole existence. They beat us one series, and it's an immediate thing of like, the Blackhawks, trash.
Dude, that's how
Trash.
it works, man. If you're an original 6 team, I mean, you just have to lose one time, and then it's like, hey.
But it's all relevant. You're good, you're bad, you're good, you're bad, you're good, you're bad. There's no like, I was good last year, so I'm not trash now.
I'm afraid Nashville may have missed their window. I thought last year was their year.
The year before that was before they lost to Winnipeg.
Yeah, no.
I
Winnipeg-
like the Jets. Is Tyler Myers on the Jets?
Yeah, he's still there, I believe.
Man,
so
yeah,
big
yeah.
ass boy.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
everybody
Bufflin.
knows I'm a Dustin Bufflin fan through the kiddo and the widow all the way down to the bone
They got a
griddle.
lot of players in Winnipeg, man. Shifley, you know what I mean. O'Connor, you know what I mean. They got a line A. They're a really good team, and I think they're my favorite to make it out the West. That we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
True.
But yeah, man. That's
I think that about wraps it up.
you want to spit a 16 wraps it up
Wraps it up.
in honor of the damn passing the nips and honoring all that shit. You want to spit one?
Leave that to you, Chicken Bones Jones.
Word. Well, I don't know how many viewers we got right now, but word. Should I spit a Sweet 16?
Yeah.
It's from something we was working on. Check this out real quick.
Tell him.
This shit isn't new at all.
Nope.
I'm just new to it all. A hideous climb hidden behind a beautiful fall.
Probably.
The industry is Wahlberg without a shooter involved. They transform Vince Papali to the dude with the ball. I watched The Undertaker take it under. A bunch of airheads with inflated numbers. I wonder how long this shit'll last. We knew that it was trash. When using someone else's written raps gets a pass, simple ass. Feel like the Asian kid in class. Number 2 pencil, hands on with the craft, no massage parlor. Want bars, call scholar. Boss of all bosses, obvious godfather. These icons move like they're high on fumes. They grin and bear it on cam like them guys on Duke.
Yep.
Coach K up in arms from a sideline's view. Cause they fold under pressure, word to Zion's shoe. Ooh. And that's a Sweet 16.
The shoe fell apart.
Next week, you're only getting a Final Four.
For y'all, that didn't know,
from Grinch on the park bench.
The shoe fell apart. For y'all that didn't know,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
he put some pressure on the shoe and it ripped.
Yeah, if any of those bars was over your head, they weren't that deep. They're not as dope as I made them sound. But
no, they're deeply dope. deeply dope. His shoe ripped. If y'all didn't know
They
that,
folded under pressure.
yeah.
Yeah. So episode 3 is in the books. Much love. Tune in.
Thank you once again to our sponsors.
Thursday night, the Higher Society show.
Right.
Johnny Reese, the whole gang.
Gotta tune in.
I'm trying to get on there this week.
Gotta tune
Been
in.
missing from the show. Last week they had a great show. They had
Right.
my man John Dot, Dippin' Dot, and Kenneth Fly Holmes, my OG, was on the phone the whole time. And if you want to hear a guy talk who just talks his shit in a way no one else is gonna do, go listen to Fly, bro. He's one of my favorite people alive. And
For sure. You know. And,
so yeah, tune in Thursday.
right.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Right. Shout out to the Higher Society. Shout out to Grimes Technology. Shout out to Rogue Energy. All those things.
Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Yep. Fade away.
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. I have a few things to get into. But, you know. This is straight up, independently made up. The authenticity of an LMC on his way up. This is a layup, finger roll, let it kiss the glass. This is art from a scholar who loves skipping class. This is pen and pad, this is what I'm gifted at. This is pistol to my cap if I didn't rap. This is higher purpose, this is why I'm working. This is shooting at you clowns, homicidal circus. This is easy living, this is I'ma praise God for the fact that all my losses get to see me winning. This is the beginning, alpha to my genesis. This is a Tennessee and shit, and shout out to my nemesis. This is heaven hop, crate digging in record shops. This is let 'em watch, scholar Mr. Flex a lot. This'll never stop, and if you beg to differ, then you should get familiar with the contents of that river. Hope. I've been having dreams when I'm not asleep. I can hardly breathe on my knees, and the water's deep. I've been having dreams when I'm not asleep. I can hardly breathe on my knees, and the water's deep. I've been having dreams when I'm not asleep. I can hardly breathe on my knees, and the water's deep. I've been having dreams when I'm not asleep. I can hardly breathe on my knees, and the water's deep. This is perfect timing, intricate word alignment. That's why every verse of mine is like a verbal diamond. Every verse I mine is a verbal diamond. When the curtain rises, I'm 100% sure it's shining. Polished, to be honest, think he lost it. He ain't got it. Switch the topic, boy, I'm back. That's a promise, they need new proof too. See if scholar back ripping. They ain't think I had the juice. Now I'm trapping can of pimping. It's that Minute Maid rapping it. Interstate traveling, switching lanes in the 98 Cadillac in it. I put prayers in the wind when my prayers in. Wash away the sin, finding faith again. Rivers love to run just the same as men. For years I let my fears have me afraid to swim.